Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at, are you on the right path? So that is the question we are going to be asking today. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are new to tarot or skeptical about tarot, welcome. Happy to have you here as well. I quickly just wanted to kind of explain tarot cards and this stuff real quick for those of my newbies, just because I feel like it could relieve a lot of questions. So this reading is timeless. Whenever you happen to find it is when it's meant for you. So if you're watching this 2-3 years in the future, it's meant for you when it finds you. If you're skeptic about tarot, that's wonderful. That means you're a critical thinker. I ask you to just have an open mind and see if it works for you. Tarot is for everyone. It does not matter if you belong to an organized religion, you believe in absolutely nothing, you're somewhere in the middle. Not a problem. Tarot is for everybody, but you might find that tarot is not for you. So that's why it's good to just explore, see if it's something that works. Maybe tarot is for you, but maybe I'm not the reader for you. There's so many different possibilities, so just take what works for you and throw away the rest. And that's the same with messages, especially in general readings like this. It's incredibly important to take what resonates for you and leave the rest. So when it comes to picking your pile today, I don't have any stones or anything like that because I want you to pick the door based upon the energy. So I want you to pick your card based upon the card that you feel most drawn to. This typically is like a gut feeling. You might be visually more drawn to one, but you might intuitively feel more drawn to another. And by intuition, it's kind of like what your gut is telling you feel more drawn to. So I would urge you to follow like what your gut feels rather than what visually looks good to you. But you might find that the one that visually looks good to you has more relevant information than the one your gut felt pulled to. So if you feel like you need to check out more than one pile, feel free to do that. There might be multiple messages in one, or you might find that you needed to rule one out so that you could find the real messages for you. The important thing is to just take what resonates and throw the rest in the garbage because you don't need it. So we have 4 different cards for you to choose from. I'm going to hold them up now. So this is the door or hallway portal type thing for pile 1. This is the door, well, this is technically a gate, but the door for pile 2. This is the door for pile 3. And finally, this is the door for pile 4. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile or door, I guess, you feel most drawn to. Like I said, it's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. If you're still having trouble, if you have a pendulum, you could use something like that. You could do like an automated thing, like ask Siri on your phone, like, hey Siri, give me a number 1 through 4. There's really tons of different ways you can do it. So do what works for you and you'll find your message, I promise. And then once you have picked your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section where I will have all the timestamps below. And once you have picked your door and found your time, we will get into your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose this door here, this is going to be your reading on Are You on the Right Path? So we are actually going to leave this to the end to see what this door has to say to you. But I'm going to quickly explain how this reading is going to work. So are you on the right path? Man, I don't know, but you do. And you might be like, what do you mean by that? Because I'm here to ask if I'm on the right path. Obviously, I don't know that. Well, here's what we're going to do. I am going to shuffle these cards and look at your oracles, and we're going to see what your life will look like if you continue down the path you're headed on right now. And then we will see what would happen if you chose to change course. So the most likely, so with future stuff like this, you know, I've just been shuffling like a freaking baller, and then the second I turn my camera on, it's like I'm Butterfingers McGee. Anyway, we're going to see both potential outcomes for whichever path you might choose. So this path choice could be overall, in general. It could be changing careers. It could be love related. It could be location related, spirituality related. It really does not matter. This applies to any situation, and I will be as general as I possibly can be. So what we'll do is we'll look at your potential. Like I said, I realized I want to shuffle the other deck while I'm explaining this, so I don't have to do it later on in the reading. So we will use this deck, this Alice in Wonderland deck, to look at what might happen if you decide to change course. So I'm going to do my best to be super unbiased here. I want you to make your own decision. I want you to see both possibilities and then see which you feel like resonates more with you. I might insert my opinion, and if I do, I'll state that, but remember, it's just my opinion, and it shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't overtake what you feel. But after we look at both potentials, we are going to look at advice just to see what Spirit thinks and what Spirit wants you to know. We'll look at self-care, things you might need to surrender in order for this outcome to happen. But hopefully we should get pretty in depth here and really get you an answer that you've been looking for. So we're just gonna go ahead and start now and see. So Spirit, what will pile one's life look like if they continue down the path they are currently headed on? What will pile one's life look like if they continue down the path they are currently headed on? Okay, so let's just see what we've got. Start out. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Four of Cups in reverse, we have the Ten of Swords upright. Okay, what else, Spirit? Okay, we have the Death card here. Okay, so we have Death, we have Judgment in reverse, and on the back of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your oracles then and see what your oracles have to say about you staying on this path. So to start, we have Autumn, Harvest / Clear. We have Renewal with the Root Chakra. We have number 11, a balancing act. New moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. We have imagination in reverse. It says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And finally, we have a woman holding a coin. So pile one, it looks like if you stay on the path that you're on right now, there's going to be a couple things going on. It does kind of seem like if you pick this pile, you've gone through some kind of ending in the recent past, or following this path might result in some type of ending. And what I'm seeing about this ending is that when it happens, or if it already happens, you're not going to have the answers as to why just yet. It seems like for whatever reason, staying on this path involves a sacrifice of some kind, and it involves cutting some cords or cutting some people out of your life. But the interesting thing here that I'm seeing is that if you stay on this current path, you are going to be incredibly busy, very, very, very busy. And I think that this does have to do either with career, or something like, for some, I'm getting the idea like maybe some of you, for example, have children, and so you're maybe focused on, well, what's going to be the best route for them? What's going to be, like, maybe you're thinking about moving, but maybe you don't want to leave the school district that your kids are in, or something like that. That's only going to be for some of you, obviously. But just an example. I do like to just throw out examples of things that I might mean. But I do think I think you'll be feeling more confident in yourself. You're really going to be standing in your own power if you continue on the path that you're on now. But one thing that I do see is that you might not have a lot of time for yourself. Actually, no, that's a lie. I think you will, but there's like one aspect of yourself that isn't going to be as nourished. And truthfully, I think it's more of your creative aspect, because it seems like if you follow this current path that you're going down right now, you're going to be in the process of like clearing old energy and working on building something new for yourself, working on like a fresh start. And I think that this will come with a lot of, truthfully, like heartache. I think this isn't like the easiest decision for you to make in the world. But I do think that if you choose to stay on the path that you're on, I do think that you will be feeling more confident, like you've slayed a dragon of some kind. I think I always call this dragon like Dongo the dragon or something. But it's almost like this decision is a safe decision in terms of financial abundance, in terms of feeling grounded, in terms of feeling secure and rooted to where you might be. I get a lot of Cancer energy here, and it almost seems like there's a lot about home here, and I almost feel like this is like maybe staying in the same place and rebuilding where you're at. For some of you, it certainly doesn't have to be, but what it does seem like is there's not going to be a lot of time. So I understand what I meant by you're not going to have time for self-care. You're going to have time for self-care, but you're not going to have a lot of time for reflection. And what I mean by that is you're going to be so busy that sometimes it will be hard for you to sit back and reflect on where you're at in your life, where your path is next. Life will be kind of happening, and I think that you'll be so focused on juggling just what's going on in life, you're going to be kind of taking things a day at a time. Maybe for some of you, this involves studying something new with this Page of Swords here, or maybe your relationships, especially regarding romance, might be very superficial and casual. However, if you are like with somebody, this could mean like, maybe following on this path, maybe your communication with this person might struggle or might need to change. I don't want to scare anyone because like there's just no purpose in that. But there does seem to be an ending of some kind if you choose to go down this path, or Spirit is confirming that an ending has recently happened and you're trying to figure out where to go next. We have Scorpio energy with death, and so I really do think this is kind of like the energy of a glow up transformation. And I think that this extends not only to your home life, but to your physical body, to how you look at yourself and how you look at others, to your abundance. I get a very focused energy. It's like you're going to be focused on the people that you love around you, whether you are a parent or these are siblings, really close friends that you care about. Sorry if you can hear banging underneath me. Just my neighbors. But yeah, with this Eight of Pentacles, it's like, while you might not have much time for inner reflection, you will be just fine if you choose this path. It does seem like you will reap a lot of abundance, especially with this woman holding a coin here. You don't have to be a woman in order for this to resonate for you. But I am getting a specific message for some of you that maybe there's a wealthy figure in your life. This could be a maternal figure, or maybe somebody just with financial abundance that would either, so I'm getting two ideas for this. So if you do have somebody in your life who holds whose opinion you really care about when making decisions. This person might either be here to support you, so whether this is like a family member, like they might invest in your business, they might help you, or like invest in whatever you're working on, or maybe help you redecorate your house, or help you like maybe with childcare for some of you. For others, I do get a vibe like maybe this is like a safer option. I don't know because we haven't seen the other cards, but I do kind of get this idea like maybe this person might be somebody that you're really considering when it comes to making this decision. Now, I'm not going to say whether you should or shouldn't include this person in your decision because I don't know your situation. So it's really going to be up to you whether you deem this person important enough to factor in when you're making this decision. I do think that this will be a new phase for you in life with this Page of Swords. You're going to be learning a lot. And I think at times you might really feel like, you might feel guilty for all of the time and energy you're investing in yourself. But I think it is going to lead to more stability. And with this Emperor on the bottom, it does seem like you'll be feeling a lot more in control. It will lead to harmony of some kind. And I almost see a group of supportive friends of the same sex around you. If you do choose this path, they might still exist in the other path as well. I'm not sure. But if you know who these people are already, if you want to ask their advice and what they might think, that's perfectly valid. Feel free to do that. But remember, your internal guidance should come first. So yeah, overall what I'm seeing here is that if you continue down the path you're on, you are going to transform. But what I'm seeing here is that you may be more out of touch with the spiritual side of life because there's going to be so many physical, earthly things that just require your attention. Now, if you're not a naturally spiritual person, then I think that there's like really no issue with this. But if you are a very deep, reflective person, you might find that at times you'll be kind of out of touch with your own internal guidance because you're so focused on what's going on in your life. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you, but this is kind of what I'm seeing if you choose this current path that you're going down. So let's see what your path will look like if you decide to change courses, if you decide to switch it up. I can pick up these gosh dang cards. Okay, so I'm gonna move these guys out of the way. And we will move forward. I'll give it one good shuffle, just for good luck's sake. Yes, that was good. See, that was intentions. I set the intentions to do a good shuffle, and that shit was good. Okay, so Spirit, what will pile one's life look like if they choose to change directions? What will pile one's life look like if they choose to change directions? What will pile one's life look like if they choose to change directions? Okay, let's look at these first. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands again. So we definitely could have some fire signs here, Aries, Leo, Sag. I can't believe I didn't say that in the last reading, but we also have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups. We have the Hanged Man, and we have the King of Wands. Oh, okay, interesting. Some counterpart energy here, or just balanced energy. So let's get one more card then, please, Spirit. One more card. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. And on the back of the deck, we have Death. Okay, so we have that Scorpio energy no matter what, it seems. And there's definitely going to be a transformation no matter what. But let's look at your oracle cards and see what's going to show up there. So to start, we have blockage, obstacle. We have the crown chakra, rejection. We have look at the bigger picture. It came out in reverse and I wanted to take it upright, but I feel like I need to leave it reversed. So I am going to do that. So we have full moon in Sagittarius, look at the bigger picture. We have patience. We have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And we have dry desert, number 31. So what I'm seeing here, if you choose to change the course of, choose to change your path, choose to go a different way, you are still going to experience this glow up, 100%. It does kind of seem like that's part of your plan, that's part of your process anyway. And I really want to, Spirit's asking me to stress that a glow up doesn't have to mean a physical glow up. And like judging your glow up based upon like just your physical health is not fair, because you can glow up in so many different ways. This does seem to be more of an, this does seem to be a more challenging path to take, if I'm going to be honest. However, just because something is challenging doesn't mean it's not worthwhile. And what I'm kind of seeing here is that if you choose to change paths, you're definitely going to have highs and lows. And at times you're going to feel really confused. And at times you're going to wonder if you made the right decision. And I'm sorry, I like totally just spaced out there. I was like hearing things being said to me, and then like I just heard like my ear ringing and then nothing. So I guess my signal was spotty. Anyway, yeah, you are going to be feeling a bit confused at times. And I think with these highs and lows, you're going to be like, man, like, why did I choose to go down this path? Because I almost wonder, I almost feel like for some of you, you might feel more called to follow this path. It does seem to be more spiritually inclined, considering we have the crown chakra, we have the King of Wands here, the Queen of Wands here, and we have a lot just about like fiery energy. And it does seem like this path will make you happy. It does seem like it will be lighthearted, but it will not be without its challenges. And it will take time to reach a point of understanding or reach this point of transformation if you do take this. Okay, interesting. All right, so I guess Spirit wanted me to show you these. So underneath this, we have the High Priestess, right? And we also had these two cards fall out. We have the Star and the Hermit. So it does kind of seem like Spirit says if you do choose this path, you are going to transform still, but it's going to require a lot more hope, a lot more positive thinking, and a lot more internal reflection in order to get through this unscathed, is kind of what I'm seeing. Because what Spirit is telling me is that following this path, it could be easy to get discouraged. With this dry desert card being here, the rejection card being here, the patience card being here, and the hanged man card being here, it does seem like there will be a lot of situations out of your control that you have to deal with, that you can't really, that you might not understand why they're happening, or you might feel like, oh yeah, and the blockage card, you might be feeling like maybe Spirit wanted you to go down this path, and now you're like, why did you want me to go down this path? Because like, hello, like I'm getting doors slammed in my face left and right. And it's almost like that's what it seems like. Or you have so many options, you're not sure which ones to pick. So maybe you open a few different doors and you find that none of them are working. But Spirit is asking you, if you choose this path, to be patient, because it does seem like you're gonna fail before you succeed. And there's a purpose to that. And in the moment, you might not see why that is. But through time, through these cycles of ups and downs, like Spirit is really saying, we have the clock here so many times. We have it here, we have it here, we have it here. And it really does seem like this will be a cyclical process. And through time and through these experiences, you'll soon understand why you went down this path. And I think the biggest thing you need to know about this path is that it's going to completely flip your perspective on how you see life. You're going to look at life from a much more spiritual place. But what I want to stress is that like it really does seem like Spirit is indicating to me that by staying on your current path, you will be successful, you will be abundant, but internal growth might not be as apparent. Whereas if you choose this path, everything's kind of up in the air. Your success, your abundance, where you go next, what might happen, it's all gonna be like you having to trust your internal guidance in the moment. And Spirit's kind of saying like you are going to have doors shut in your face. And I don't want to say that to scare you, because it's a lot more about tenacity and endurance and grit. Like, look at how determined this Queen of Wands is. Like, you know, she's seen some shit. Like, she has seen some shit. And like, it will make you, as if you're not already strong, it will make you strong. And at times, I feel like you are going to curse at the universe. You are going to wonder why the hell you went through all of this. And the ultimate point is for some kind of transformation, to reach some kind of oasis. Because the point of this dry desert card, which I feel like I was trying to make and I got sidetracked, is that, you know, this gal right here, you know, she's walking through the desert. You know, it's dry. There's nothing there. There's no water. There's nothing. Like, literally, there's nothing. They're just yearning for something. And then eventually they come upon an oasis. And I feel like that oasis either has something to do with this King of Wands for some of you. So this could be another Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Because, like, here's what I'm seeing. For some of you, this could be somebody from your past, or this could be somebody brand spanking new that happens to be a counterpart of yours. You and them don't have to be fire signs. Let me be clear on that. Just a possibility for extra confirmation. We have Pisces energy with the Hanged Man, by the way. I feel like I should mention that. And still Scorpio with Death, because we have a lot of water and fire, actually. But with this King of Wands here, Spirit is really saying, like, you might meet somebody who is your counterpart through this journey. It might take some time to get there. Might take quite a while. Like, if you notice, the both figures here are more mature. So, you know, maybe you don't meet this person for a little while. Maybe you live your life. Maybe you raise your family, find your own happiness, and this person comes in time. Or maybe, you know, you follow this path. And, like, let's say right now, for some reason, like, let's say right now, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're worried that this Ten of Swords might be an ending in the relationship, maybe following this path would bring you two closer together. It might be more difficult, it might be more frustrating, but it might bring you two closer together. This does seem like somebody who's really silly and enjoys the lighter side of life, someone who's really powerful and charismatic, but maybe doesn't take everything too seriously. And if that doesn't sound like the person you're currently with, if you're with somebody, then I would definitely say this is somebody new or somebody from your past if you know who they are. However, this doesn't have to be a person. This could just be the balancing of both your feminine and masculine energies, because we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. And what Spirit is saying is that this path, while not very easy, will create a lot of growth. It will create maturity. I mean, you will be full-blown, you will be fire AF. Let's just say that. Like, you will be full-blown fire. I mean, you will have those nurturing qualities to the Queen of Wands. You'll be magnetic, you'll be expressive, you'll be charismatic, you'll be humorous, but then you'll have that Queen of Wands, I mean that King of Wands as well, where you're dynamic and you can make strong decisions and you make spiritually guided decisions and you trust the guidance you're receiving. And at times you're gonna wonder why Spirit brought you down this path. You're gonna be like, hey, at my guides, like, no offense, but what the fuck, like, this sucks, or something like that. And they're gonna be like, hey, we know, this is just all part of the plan. This is just how we have to work things out. And they're going to urge you to look at the bigger picture, because what Spirit is saying to me is that you're going to have to release your attachment to outcomes in order for this path to be successful, and in order for you to not disrupt the flow of this path. And it might be difficult to do that. So don't worry if you lose sight of that at times. But what I'm really seeing here is that this path is a lot about releasing things and growing, and it's not going to be the easiest. but what I'm hearing from Spirit is that you will, if you do choose this path, you will find that it is worth it, but it will not come without its difficulties. So for you, it's all about trusting what is right for you. And Spirit is saying, you know, there will be doors that will slam in your face, and sometimes people won't understand you, and sometimes you will feel lost, you will feel alone. But what's really happening is an important transformation, and it does seem like this transformation is happening no matter what. So I want to urge you that it doesn't matter what choice you make, because it's impossible for you to make the wrong choice. But I have all of your back of the deck energies here, and that's where we're going to start with your advice. So to start, we have water and emotion. So what I really get from this is that Spirit is really saying to follow your internal guidance when it comes to the choice you make. And what I'm hearing, and actually in this deck, there is a card that says happiness, and it says, I know happiness means that I am on the right path. And so Spirit wants you to pay attention to the things that make you happy and the things that do not, and to take note of them and think of them when it comes to making your decision. We also have insecurity. So Spirit is asking you not to make this decision based upon what other people think. You should make this decision based upon what I'm hearing is what your inner child would want, which is really interesting. It's kind of like Spirit wants you to go back, and if you can, to who you were before you ever even had insecurities, and really ask yourself, what did they want? Like, what did my childhood self, like, what did I want out of life? Like, what made me happy? Like, what did I enjoy? Because I do feel like there's answers there. But Spirit's really saying you cannot make this decision with conviction if you are worried about what other people think. It has to be, I have to stress that you have to really focus on your internal guidance on this one and trust what your internal guidance says. Because depending on the choice you make, you might have people saying, really? Are you sure? And Spirit doesn't want you to second guess your decision, because let people second guess your path all you want. They don't have to live your life, but you do. So you might as well find the path that you resonate with the most. We also have believe in the impossible, blue moon. Spirit is really saying, you know, even if, I know why I just said even if. Fear is what if, but faith is even if. And I think that Spirit is saying that you can follow this path. If this path is maybe where your heart lies more, you can follow this path. It might be more physically taxing. It might be more energetically demanding. It might be way more confusing and way less secure. But Spirit is saying that they will support you in whatever endeavor you choose to go after. They will support you in whatever path you choose to go after. But it's important to realize that Spirit wants to guide you, but you still have free will. And at the end of the day, your free will is what matters. We also have trust, and I think that this is so important. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And I think that is so important. You do have to trust what your internal guidance is saying. And the best way to do this is to assess what makes you happy and what does not. Because if you follow what makes you happy, if you follow what makes you feel free and fulfilled, that is what is going to make you the happiest. And I do see here, this is a really specific message, and I really want you to take it with a grain of salt, because this is something that I'm getting from Spirit, but like, I don't know what it's like to make these decisions as a parent, so it might sound like blissfully ignorant of me to like give this type of advice. So, but I am kind of hearing that Spirit, like, if you have children, Spirit really admires how much you consider their lives when it comes to making decisions. But Spirit is really saying that at the end of the day, like, you are providing for them, and your kids want a happy parent most of all. And like, while maybe uprooting or moving from a different place or something like that can be really difficult, if that's what's happening for some of you, Spirit really wants you to know that like, they'll forgive you, like they'll get over it, like they love you, and at the end of the day, they want a parent who's there for them and a parent who's happy, and they will benefit the most from a parent who's happy. So that might be for some of you, but if not, that's okay. Yeah, we also have all tied up and deep freeze. And so what Spirit is really telling me is that you might feel like you're not ready to make this decision yet, or you might feel like you're blocked from making this decision yet. And Spirit is saying that's for a reason. They want you to take time to really think this through, because there's pros and cons to both sides. And like what they're saying, what they are really stressing is that there is no right or wrong. There's just two options, and whichever path you want to go down. It's your life. Like, how do you want to live it? And Spirit really wants you to go after what you truly want. And they're saying to take all the time you need, because you'll know when you're actually ready to make that decision. I promise you. They're saying you will know when you are ready to make this decision. However, if you feel trapped, if you feel afraid, that's when it's time to really go within and see what's up in your internal life, and in your meditations and your dreams. If you're not meditating, you really should be, because you'll get a lot of answers in there. But Spirit is really saying, you don't have to impulsively make a decision. You can take time to figure this out. I'm hearing like you can take a year, 2 years to figure this out. The universe is working on your time. You're not working on other people's time. So we're going to get some further guidance now. I want to see what Spirit wants you to surrender first. So Spirit, what does pile 1 need to surrender? No matter what path they take, what does pile 1 need to surrender? We have surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And I think that this is definitely relating to if you're feeling stuck right now. Really trust that you're at this like stopping, standstill, crossroads point for a reason. And we also have surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. And I totally agree with this. And what I was saying with meditation, like meditation doesn't have to be sitting and umming and like getting your mind clear. For a lot of people, that's really difficult. If you find you can find yourself in a flow state just by playing. So like if you have children, I just opened this up and I saw family. So like if you have children, maybe playing with them and getting into their mindset and like, just having fun with them. Or if there's a hobby you really enjoy, doing that. Like I really feel like whatever this is, when it comes to surrendering to play, I think this has to be something that you genuinely enjoy. And I think that you're just going to get intuitive downloads and like little insights from Spirit about what choice you should make here. So we're gonna get some self-care as well. So Spirit, what self-care do you want pile 1 to focus on? Okay, so we have connect with your ancestors, and we have sex. So obviously if you're too young, heed that. But yeah, maybe for some of you, you need to connect with somebody, maybe, get some pent up aggression out. But there also could be a lot with connecting to your ancestors. Maybe by playing with your children, you can connect to your ancestors. Or maybe if there's a place that you feel really connected to your ancestors when you're there, maybe go there and meditate, or just walk around and like, or maybe if that involves taking a trip, maybe do that. You might find that you have a lot more inspiration in your homeland, or in a place where your ancestors have been. You might find that their energy is stronger around you. And you might just feel more confident in yourself. I am noticing 444, and 444 is definitely pretty significant angel number, and it's a lot about foundations and stability, and I always view it as being protected by my guides. So I feel like Spirit is really saying, take the time you need to figure it out, have fun, king or queen, whatever you are, and just do what works for you. But we're gonna finish off with some final guidance. But we have Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. What other? Okay, all right. We also Another 44, Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. We have number 37, the Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. And finally, on the back of the deck, we have Ant Spirit, time to collaborate, but it was in reverse, and I want to leave it that way because I really think Spirit is saying this is a decision that needs to be yours and yours only. You can ask people to help you with this, and that can be where collaboration is important, but overall, Spirit is really stressing to me that you can overcome anything you set your mind to. And while change is scary, if you feel called towards this change, that is valid. And Spirit is really saying to, one, be generous of spirit, be generous of love and kindness to other people, you know, stand in your power. The lion is a huge power animal for me personally, and we could have some Leos here. Hi, if you're a Leo. We could also have I just heard Aries, but Aries is in the fire signs, and also I'm an Aries, so like biased. But with this Panther Spirit, reclaim your power, Spirit is really saying that you need to stand in your own power and make this decision with conviction. So don't make it until you feel ready to make it. That is the most important thing. But no matter what path you take, you will overcome whatever is coming your way. So let's see what your door says now, finally. We have patience. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. Aw. That's so sweet. And that's what I think Spirit is really saying here. You're going to be fine no matter what, but the need for an instant gratification answer is simply not going to happen. And I think the less that you focus on this path, the less that you focus on where you might need to go, the easier making this decision will be. So pile 1, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through, and thank you so much to everybody who has been watching my ads. I seriously cannot explain how grateful I am to all of you who do that. It is the easiest way to support me and my channel, and I also want to say a big thank you to those who leave me tips. Like, you guys are so generous, and I wish I could just thank all of you personally, but I cannot. So I just want to say thank you so much. If this reading resonated, definitely comment down below. Let me know what choice you think you are considering, or maybe the other pile 1s. Maybe y'all can give one another some support. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you left a like. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed. And click that little bell notification if you want to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the second door, or I guess this is a gate, this is going to be your reading. So I'm going to explain how this reading is going to work while I shuffle. So we're asking Spirit, are you on the right path? And just sitting here, man, I don't know. I have no freaking idea if you're on the right path. But what we're going to do is we're going to see your current trajectory as of right now and what that looks like for you. And then we are going to use these Alice in Wonderland cards to see what your life would look like if you chose to change your path, change the trajectory, change something else, to go in a different direction than maybe you thought, or to, for this pile, I'm hearing something about like making a choice. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like, it's almost something about like narrowing down your path or something like that. You know, this card makes me think of the Garden and the Gate, which is a card in another deck I'm using here. And that talks all about going outside of your comfort zone and being ready to go outside of your comfort zone, but maybe being too afraid to, or not feeling like you're ready, or being stopped by fear. So once we look at both options, I will then pull some advice for you guys so that no matter what choice you pick or whatever choice you don't pick, you know, inaction is inaction as well. At least you'll get some advice from Spirit, and at least Spirit's take. I might insert my opinion at times, and I'll be clear to state that, but I'm going to do my best to be neutral and biased because I want you to pick what works for you. So we're going to go ahead and start shuffling. I'm going to shuffle just like one more time because I feel the need to. And I did want to say, I heard the songs while I was shuffling your oracles. Hey There Delilah by the Plain White Tees. That one like kept coming out over and over, as well as Lifetime by Justin Bieber, which if you're like, really, a Justin Bieber song? Yes. I'm Gen Z, leave me alone. And then also Say So by Doja Cat. So if those songs have any significance to you, throwing that out there. So Spirit, what would pile 2? I had to get a 2 because I'm so guilty of saying the wrong pile number because I'm just like channeling and not thinking. So we're on pile 2. What will pile 2's life look like if they continue down the path that they are currently on? So we have the Star. We have the Lovers. Gemini and Aquarius energy. We have the Page of Swords. What else? What will pile 1's life look like if they... Okay, we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, well that's just too dang much, but I feel like we can take this card, so we're going to take that card. We have the Emperor, so we got some Aries energy. Okay, what else? One more card, Spirit. Okay, and we have the Hierophant. And on the back of the deck, we have the Tower. Okay. Interesting. All right, I'm actually going to move this down here. Hopefully y'all can see that. Maybe I'll put this guy up here. Okay, let's look at your oracles now. So to start, we have South, Middle. You guys got a ton of these, so I'm going to save these for last so I can get everything else down here. We have Adjacent Possibilities. We have Protecting Treasure. We have Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. And we have Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And then we also have Perfection, Root Chakra. We have Gossip, the Heart Chakra, and Complacency, the Root Chakra again. So sorry if you guys can't see the South card. Okay, so I'm just going to start off by saying that I can already tell this is going to be a very specific message. So if I start talking about this and you're like, nah, this you'll know pretty soon on if this is your message or if this isn't. But pile 2, the message that Spirit is bringing forward to me is so specific that I can't even pretend like there's other opportunities here. Because this is not necessarily about your current path that you're on. It's more so about the fact that you have been struggling to make a decision about where you're headed next, but more specifically with whom you're headed next with. And for some of you, there's kind of this all or nothing energy. Like it's either I'm going to be single and alone and happily, or I'm going to be with one specific person. Because the energy that I'm really seeing here is that there is somebody very special in your life who is probably a really strong, probably have a really strong soul tie to this person. The fact that we have the Hierophant, the fact that we have the Lovers, and the fact that we have the Star here really goes to show how significant this person is to you. You might honestly put them on a pedestal a little bit, but I think that at the end of the day, you view them as your true counterpart and somebody that you could really see living your life with. But the thing is, or at the very least, if not living your life with them, testing the waters for that, or seeing where this connection could go. Because what I'm seeing here is that if you're talking to this person at all, it's very surface level, because I definitely think that there is history here. And whether you hurt this person hurt you, both ways, there was definitely an ending here. And in the time that has passed, you've definitely grown. You've definitely grown a lot. And one thing that I'm seeing here is that Spirit is really saying, listen, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do. This person is always going to be in the back of your mind. And I don't say that to freak you out, but I do say that to make you aware, because I think that you have been avoiding this person, or maybe vice versa. Like for some of you, I'm wondering if maybe this person, maybe you and this person aren't talking, maybe they hurt you and maybe they have to be the ones that reach out, but maybe you aren't sure how you feel about them, or you should even worry about that. I feel like whatever change this is, it requires you to break down the foundations that you've created for yourself. And truthfully, I think that these foundations, well, see, here's the thing. With this Tower card, I love this Tower card because rather than because this doesn't look like divine intervention, you know, where Spirit creates a Tower moment. This is like somebody who creates a Tower moment for themselves. And I think what Spirit is saying here is that with the path that you're on now, you certainly could still end up with this person. But there's a lack of action here and a lack of positivity towards the connection as a whole. You might think that this person is too good for you. The number 17 might be significant. It reduces to 8 as well. Well, and the number 6 is unconditional love. And maybe choosing this person would require you to be more traditional, to be more in control, to take more responsibility. It might require you to mature, or it might require you to just change how you've been living. Maybe you've been enjoying, maybe like past pain. Maybe you and this person have never been together. Maybe you and this person don't even really have much of a history, but maybe you're afraid to put yourself out there because you're afraid of getting hurt. It does seem like you've learned a lot in love in the past couple years. And I think for a good majority of you, you know who this is. You may not, but I would say for probably 80% of you, you know who this is. And I think that there's an awareness that you're going to have to change everything about yourself, not in a bad way, let me make that clear, in order to move towards this person. It's more so about making the decision to do away with the habits, the beliefs, and the systems that are no longer serving you in your life. Because what I'm seeing with this Tower is that this person will only come in if you choose this. But I can't say that because I don't know what's going to come through on here. So let me rephrase that. Because I honestly, genuinely feel like this is just your energy, and yeah, you know what? Spirit comes through, and I can't change that. But what I can see here is that this person is always on your mind, especially with this Gemini energy here. And it's you know that you have to make a choice towards this person. The Lovers is all about a choice, but it's you've been prolonging making that choice. Maybe you're just friends with this person. I think there's a big fear of rejection here, and maybe a fear that you're not good enough for this person. But I also do feel like maybe there is a history between the two of you, and that maybe you are afraid that maybe it's too late. Maybe you aren't ready for it, or maybe it's almost like there's just this fear of it ending badly. And actually, what's really interesting that I'm noticing here is that, this Page of Swords looks the same as this figure in the Ten of Swords. And we see this Emperor here with this red cloak and somebody running away. And I really think this is symbolic of how you've learned to own your pain and how much growth you have had in the time between you and this person meeting each other to where you are now, no matter what has happened between the two of you. And Spirit is really saying this person is coming into your mind for a reason, but there are a lot of fears holding you back. And so this path, you are certain about a lot of things in your life. You're likely, well, I don't want to say that for everyone. For some of you, you are pretty certain about where you're headed in life. And for others, maybe this person is the only thing you've ever felt certain about in your life. And so what Spirit is really saying here is that there's definitely a fear of opening your heart up. But you are not the same person you were when this Ten of Swords went down, is kind of what I'm seeing here. And you have the ability to stand in your power now, to know your truth. You're a lot more in control than you once were. And in fact, it's almost like you're ready to follow a more divine path. It does seem like this is a divine counterpart of some type. And in order to follow this connection, you do kind of have to be connected to Spirit, and you do have to break down your foundations and your beliefs in some way. And that is understandably kind of triggering and kind of scary. But what I'm seeing here from Spirit is that your own fears and your own anxieties about the connection and the lack of action could create a missed opportunity, or it could create a life where you are continually asking yourself, what if? Because what I'm seeing here with perfection, gossip, and complacency is that you might be really concerned about what the people around you think. You might be really concerned about what other people think of this person. You might be really concerned that you're not good enough for this person, or you might be concerned that this person will reject you. Maybe you have mutual friends and you don't want them to find out that this person rejected you, or maybe you're just afraid of what people will think of this person, or what this person will think of you, or what their family will think of you. But I really am hearing from Spirit, man, that shit doesn't matter. Because this complacency card is what's really hitting home to me. Because we always have uncertainties in life. You know, nothing in life is guaranteed. But I personally have been going by the motto, and this is me inserting myself, that it's better to go after it than go after something than ask what if. Because even if you get rejected, you know, rejection is divine protection, and you'll be redirected the place that you want to go. But truthfully, with the vibes that I'm getting, I feel like this person is probably thinking about you as much as you're thinking about them. And it does seem like this person is a huge part of your path. And you might be afraid to face them again because maybe you're ashamed of what happened in the past. Maybe they're ashamed of what happened in the past. But I think what happened in the past was really important because it was an opportunity to learn. And I do not think you would be in this place of being the Emperor unless you had gone through all of these difficult things. And I think that there was a very important spiritual purpose to all of this. And it really does seem like you and this person are connected by a higher power. And with this meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces, it seems like you've been thinking about this person a lot. But I think it's really scary for you because I think there's one piece of treasure that you've really been protecting, and that's your heart. I really don't think you want to put your heart on the line. And I think that you really care about what this person thinks. And I think partially you're very afraid of what rejection might look like, what this relationship failing might look like. Yeah, you're literally worried about it going south. Like you're worried about the connection going south. making another mistake, especially if you've had a difficult relationship in the past, not with this person, but with like somebody else, where maybe you really felt like that, like this was going to be your person, and you really thought that like this was going to be your life, and things didn't go well. And you know, it just might be a result of, that could have been why maybe all of this happened, you know. Maybe this person came in to trigger you to heal, and it's likely you did the same. I mean, this is very, very, this has very spiritual energy to it. And the fact that we have Pisces here, like, it's really deep. And what Spirit is saying here is that you do have adjacent possibilities, and that as of right now, being with this person is not guaranteed. But I think that your attitude is playing a huge role in that. And honestly, I think when we get into these cards, we're just going to have to ask, if you choose this person, if you choose to move towards this person, what's that going to look like? Because for some of you, I am getting the idea like maybe you can't talk to this person right now, or maybe things aren't aligned. And what I'm hearing is that's okay, because it's more so about changing your attitude towards this person in this situation. Because I think there's a lot of fear of failure, and there's more failure, I should say. But what happened in the past wasn't failure. It seems like it was really meant to happen the way it did. But because of these failures, you know, understandably, you might be very afraid to put yourself out there. And what I'm called to notice is these two mushrooms in the corner. Mushrooms talk about abundance, but not just like monetary abundance. It talks about abundance in different forms. And it seems like you're closing, and like by protecting yourself, you're closing yourself off from a lot more abundance, a lot more light that could be shining on you. And you know, with mushrooms, we always think about fungi, and you know what? I think you're probably a fun guy or gal. And so is this person. It really just kind of seems like you and this person mirror each other a lot. And honestly, it's quite likely that this person is in the same energy that you are. It's like you both know that there's going to have to be a lot of change here. And if you come together with this person, it is going to create a lot of change. And maybe you're just starting to feel confident in yourself. And then that's when Spirit always throws a curveball. When you feel like you're good and you're figuring shit out, then Spirit's like, okay, well, now you can handle this. So, yeah. You guys definitely needed to hear this message today, because it's so specific that I don't even have multiple possibilities to like talk about. So essentially what Spirit is saying as of this is like, hey, we know you're thinking about this person all the time. We know you're feeling this person. You might be feeling this person, like maybe random songs are popping in your head. Maybe that's why so many songs are popping in my head. You might just feel signs of this person, birth dates, like different things. You know, we have 3/9, March 9th. We have 2/4, February 4th. We have 1/7, January 7th. We have a lot of different ones. Oh, 1/6, January 6th. You could reverse those. But it definitely seems like Spirit wants you to think about the fact that nothing is guaranteed. And if you act like you don't want something, if you act like you're unbothered and you act like you don't care, the universe is going to believe that. And so there's kind of something about needing to acknowledge the significance of this connection and releasing that and like surrendering to that. Because I think that you need the confirmation that this person is as significant as you believe them to be. But we're going to see, because like honestly, what I think literally needs to be done here is the choice to actually commit to the idea of this person. And what I mean by that is, you know, nothing is guaranteed. That doesn't mean they're going to show up on your doorstep tomorrow and offer commitment, but a commitment to at least working on yourself and staying open to the idea of this person. And if you feel called to go towards this person, if you feel called to reach out to this person, if you feel called to do something to this person, that's good, not bad. I just realized how weird that sounds. That you should do that. But I think you're in a very important place right now where you're just meditating and contemplating, and Spirit's saying that's the right energy to be in, because you do have adjacent possibilities, you do have different opportunities, but Spirit wants you to consider the idea that maybe you're avoiding something out of fear that could turn out to maybe be really beautiful or teach you an important lesson. We'll see. So we're going to get into those cards now and see what Spirit has to say about that. So let me grab all of these. Okay. Get these bad boys out of the way. Alrighty. Give them one good shuffle just to be sure. So really, like, what I just want to say before I even get into it, this, for you guys, pile 2, this question isn't, are you on the right path? It's, are you willing to commit to the idea of a person being your path if you truly believe it, if you feel that strongly? Are you willing to put yourself out there to risk it for the biscuit? Okay. Spirit saying shuffle again. So I'm going, yep, look at that 9 of Swords coming out there. Maybe you're losing sleep over this person. Maybe you're having lots of dreams over this person. I feel like it's probably getting more and more intense, like where like the universe is not letting you get away from it. But let's just see what comes out here. So Spirit, what would happen if pile 2 chose this path? Okay, we have the King of Pentacles coming out. So that's quite interesting. What would happen if pile 2 chose this person / this path? Okay, we have the 10 of Swords. We have the Page of Wands. What would happen if... Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. I'm just going to take the Knight of Wands. I'm going to take everything else back. There's a lot of fire energy here, though. And with that big-ass lion, I mean, we got Leo, Aries. I keep wanting to say Capricorn, which is in the King of Pentacles. We also have Sagittarius. And with the King of Pentacles, we have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo energies. Let's see, what else, Spirit? What else does pile 2 need to know? Because honestly, I'm just like, I feel like you're just waiting for like a green light. I just heard green light by Lord. You're like waiting for a green light to move towards this person, or to feel like you can believe in this connection is honestly what I'm feeling. So what do they need to know about this person, this situation? We have the Hanged Man. Okay, one more, Spirit. What else do you want them to know? We have the 8 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to cry. Oh, my God. And look what we have on the back of the deck again. The Emperor. This is beautiful. Okay. I think I'm going to put this over here, actually. Lots of birds. Bird is the word. Okay. So let's look at your oracles now. To start, we have Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. We have Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back in reverse. And I felt the need to leave it in reverse. But Spirit's saying it's like more of the upright meaning, but leave it reversed. I guess I'll figure it out when I get there. We also have the Thinking Woman, number 47. We also have Coming to Life, number 29. We have Autumn, Harvest, and Clear. And then, yeah, I decided to get you guys 3 of these cards again, because, like, since y'all already got 3, you might as well get 3 again. So we have Wisdom, Impartiality, and Renewal. This is really beautiful, and I, like, want to hold them like this, so I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to do it. Okay. So, pile 2, I am really excited to deliver this message. High key, this person might be waiting for you. For a lot of you, they might be waiting for you. It might be vice versa. Like, you might be waiting for them. They might be waiting for you. Take what resonates there. Sorry, just had like a brain fart. But this King of Pentacles, I really feel like this is your person. I feel like they are in a much better place than they were when you two first met, when things might have gone down. And I definitely do think overall, if you choose to move towards this person, there is going to have to be a conversation about what happened in the past. And I don't want that to freak you out. That's why, okay, this is why this is in reverse. So with this, don't let your past hold you back. This person really wants a fresh start with you. And I think you want a fresh start with them too. But the thing is that in order to do that, you both do need to bury the hatchet. And I think, and here's the thing, like, you might already know that, like, you and this person are good, or maybe, like, you guys have like, been around each other and have had a good time, but you haven't really addressed what happened in the past. And I think that is something that needs to happen in order for this situation to be more balanced. And I really feel like I need to say to this pile, like, not to be afraid of this conversation, because this person, I feel like their energy is in the thinking woman. They don't have to be, it could be you, and maybe it could be both of you, truthfully. More birth dates I'm getting is like February 9th, April 7th, with 12, we could have January 2nd. I don't know why birthdays are coming through so strong, but this person, they just want to bury the hatchet. I feel like this person has done a lot of healing. They've done a lot of thinking about this. And I feel like you kind of watch this person from afar transform. And I think they've been doing the same, but maybe if you were the one that burned them, it's like they've kind of been staying in their own lane. Or maybe you both have been just staying in your own lane out of fear and like checking in on one another. But it does seem like Spirit is saying that a future with this person is possible. But you have to find a state of balance within yourself. And you have to be willing to confront the things that maybe you and this person are avoiding. Because I think one thing that Spirit wants me to stress is that this person is not somebody who is irrational. This is not somebody who is going to hold on to things till the end of time and hold them over your head. This is somebody who I think is able to detach from their emotional body. And like, you know, maybe when these events first happened, there might have been strong feelings, but I think whatever has happened, this person has worked through it. I feel like they're feeling really stable and they're like ready for something. They're ready to share their life with somebody. They're ready for something beautiful. And I think that Spirit is really saying there's an opportunity here for a second chance in this connection, or a fresh start, or a beautiful beginning with somebody. Because for some of you, this could be a past person, but like I said, the majority of you, it isn't a past person. I'm sorry if you want to hear a past person, but it's not. You could be at a distance from this person, so there might be some travel required or some need to wait. But what I really love about this message is that Spirit is not guaranteeing that, you know, you're going to have a million babies with this person and live happily ever after. Spirit is saying that this person will not leave your energy, your psyche, because there's something you need to explore with them. And I think it's very necessary for you because you both almost come to life around each other. There's aspects within both of you that just activate. It's the best way I can put it. And the Six of Cups has heavy soulmate energy. It's very sweet. And this is all about a reunion. And I think underneath all of this passion, I think part of the problem is that there is a lot of physical passion here. And you might both be really intimidated by each other. Like, I promise you, if you're intimidated by this person, they're intimidated by you too. Like, I feel like I could be saying half the shit I'm saying, like, you're gonna be like, well, that could apply to me. Or wait, no, maybe that's them. It's just because a lot of this is mirrored. And so honestly, I literally forgot that this is all about you because I'm literally getting two people now. And I think that your internal balance is very necessary. in order for this to move forward. But Spirit is saying it's possible, and that this person could actually bring a lot of balance to your life. And Spirit is really asking you not to be so afraid of what happened in the past, or to face what happened in the past, because I feel like this person wants to bury the hatchet just as much as you do. You know, we have this card, Autumn, Harvest and Clear. It's like they want to clear the energy here. You know, maybe this person is a lot more abundant. Maybe they are ready to reap what they've sown, and they just want to clear away all the energy. But Spirit is really saying you both have gained a lot of wisdom since the events in this connection happened, and that you both have the ability to be impartial here. I really don't think that you have to be afraid of something that's codependent, something that is toxic. This really does seem like two people that have done their healing, but what they haven't done, now let me rephrase that. These are two people that have done their healing alone. These two people have not done healing together. And I think what Spirit is saying is that there's a real opportunity for you two to heal together and find a sense of renewal and come to life in a way that is different. But I have to be honest here. For some of you, you might have a family with this person. I mean, the fact that we have the Six of Cups, we have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands, and coming to life. I almost just wonder if for some of you that maybe you are meant to have a family with this person. You are meant to build something more with them. It's almost like Spirit needs you to come together with this person to create something new. Whether it is create love, create a new life for yourself, to create literally new life, to create your happiness. I think it's all about what you want. And obviously, if you don't want this person, don't go towards them. But here's the thing, you would not be still here if you didn't want this person, right? So Spirit is really saying this, you might be afraid, honestly, that this person doesn't want anything serious. But I think that you're looking at it from a very superficial level when you think about it that way. Look at this person beyond their looks. Look at this person beyond what they have. Look at them beyond the physical. You might be intimidated by them because they have this King of Pentacles energy to them. But Spirit is really saying that this is why this meditate and contemplate energy is so important from that Pisces. Because when you're able to look at the situation from a different perspective, you will know, man. You will know. The number 12, I think, is significant. So maybe you get a lot of guidance around like midnight or just at night about this person. But Spirit is saying that you don't have to act yet. Act when you feel ready. Act when you see it from the perspective that you've been waiting for. Because what I'm seeing is that once you surrender to the idea of this person and surrender your fear, that's the biggest thing, is you have to surrender your fear here. Because no matter what, you will be okay. You will be okay. You'll be ready to take action towards this person. And I think that you will be pleasantly surprised about what kind of response you will get, what type of answers you'll get. I feel like you're a lot more on the same page with this person than you realize. And yeah, look at this. We have the Eight of Swords underneath the Emperor and the Six. Oh my God. Okay, this is precious. We have the Devil underneath that. Yeah, so we have the Devil. There's that Capricorn energy. We have the Two of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Emperor. And I feel like, you know, maybe when you and this person met, I think that you both have been overcoming a lot of shadow aspects. But there's also this acknowledgement that it's like, it doesn't matter where you two go. It's like, you can still feel this person. You feel intrinsically tied to this person, and you might see them in your dreams a lot. You might be healing from them. And that's because this is definitely a very beautiful counterpart-esque connection. And I think that you both have really moved on from a lot. Maybe you both have moved forward in life. Maybe you both have been living your lives separately. And maybe Spirit is saying now is the time, or in the near future, or shit, sorry. I say to my angel, or whenever you feel ready, that it's time. Because I think that you feel trapped in this situation, but Spirit is saying you have a lot more control than you realize, and that all you have to do is get out of your head. And I think that with this thinking woman, Spirit is saying that again, you know, this can really represent the both of you, or you both have to get out of your heads, you know, find that balance, find what makes you happy in life, and you'll naturally head towards this person. But honestly, I think what spirit really wants from you is a verbal confirmation, or like literally like, yes, spirit, this is the person I want, or no, spirit, this is not the person I want, so that they know what to bring you. Because I feel like you go back and forth with this energy of like, honestly, with this Hanged Man, it's like, yeah, I mean, I could go after this connection, but it's a lot easier to keep things light, to not put myself out there, to not put my heart out there. And putting my heart out there could be scary. I could get hurt, I could get screwed over. But at the same time, I feel my gut pulling me more towards this. And I think that there's a lot of healing, especially with both of your inner children. Like, there's something really playful and fun about this connection that I don't think you've experienced with other people. And I think what's interesting is that Spirit wants me to tell you that you can have the lighthearted fun with this person and have the depth and the passion and the physical fun. And that's scary as fuck, right? Like, you know, to feel that strongly about a person is really scary. But Spirit is saying that you are more equipped than you realize to take this on. And if you have just been holding this back because you're avoiding having a conversation you both need to have, or you're afraid of rejection, buddy, you need to let that go. Like, I'm just saying, like, be impartial, look at it from a logical perspective. I'm taking that back. Don't look at it from a logical perspective, but don't look at it from an emotional perspective either. Look at it from both. Because with that 8 of Swords, you definitely might be two in your head. And I think that Spirit is saying, you know, logic is important here, but I think you're using the wrong logic. It's like, I think you're using your logic based on fear. So it's like, logically, I know that it's probably better if I pretend like I don't care and keep moving forward, because then my ego won't be wounded, or then then I won't look stupid. But it's like, you're not stupid for going after what you want. It is stupid to base your decisions on fear, I'm gonna be honest. Some fear does keep you safe, but some fear does hold you back, and that's where being impartial, knowing which is real, you know? Do you have fear because you're about to jump off a bridge with no bungee jumping equipment? Yeah, you're naturally going to be afraid of that because your body's like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. We probably will not survive. And so that's where you'd be like, oh, you know what? You're right. Like, let's keep moving forward. Let's not jump off this bridge. And seriously, like, don't jump off a bridge. I don't care if all your friends are doing it. And that's another thing. Yeah, if you're not doing something because you're worried about what your friends will think, you're worried about your friends judging you, man, like, I heard a specific lyric from Hey There Delilah. Something like, Delilah, something, they make fun of us and we'll just laugh along because we know that they've never felt this way. And that is what is like, I just got chills. Okay. Do not care about what your friends think about this, because at the end of the day, it's about your happiness, and they literally do not understand what this type of connection is like. And so they cannot give you valuable advice. You have to follow your own internal guidance with this. And I think that Spirit is saying, you know, you don't have to stick with this person forever. And we're not promising that it will be amazing. We're not promising that it'll be sunshines and rainbows all the time. It's still work. You know, you still have to go through that process. But I think that Spirit is saying is that you're telling yourself no before you've even tried. You're rejecting yourself before you can give this person a chance to reject you. And I think your person is doing the same. And I think you both are just sitting in this energy of just wondering what if. And Spirit's like, yo, you know, you could like find out, like, a lot of time has passed, like, or maybe you need to wait for this time to pass. But I think the biggest thing that I'm hearing is that you will know when the time is right. And that I think that the outcome of this, which, first of all, you should release your attachments to outcomes, but I think that Spirit is saying that this choice or this person keeps being thrown in your face over and over and over because you're meant to explore this and see what happens, you know? There's no such thing as failure in a relationship. Like, relationships always teach us something. And I think that the more stable and secure you are in yourself, and the more you trust yourself, the more you'll realize that even if something doesn't work out, at least you know, and at least you've grown, and at least you have wisdom, and at least you're one step closer to actualizing your true self, to actualizing your true potential. And I think it's really time for this pile to start listening to what they want and stop denying themselves because they're afraid they won't get it. I think you will. I think you will. I can't say that for sure, but it looks really positive. So let's get the guidance here and see what Spirit wants you to know. So what I did is I took all of the back of the deck energies for each of these oracles, and that's going to be the first round of advice. So animals, spirit support. So I'm getting the specific message that if this person has animals or you have animals, pay attention. Like if this person has met your animals, pay attention to how your animals interact around them. Because like I almost wonder if like, I don't know, it's almost like your animals know something you don't. But there's also something more about like power animals here, or if you associate this person with an animal, you know, you can call on your power animals for support. You can also ask for a sign. So you have animal support behind you for sure. We also have new moon intention. Yes, this is exactly my whole fucking point. Okay, sorry, I keep swearing, but like, I cannot stress any of this enough. Spirit wants to give this to you, but if you pretend like you don't want it, or you just yearn for it but will never admit it, then you're not being genuine about your intentions. If you tell Spirit, listen, I want to open the lines of communication with this person. I want to go on a date with this person. I want to date this person. I want commitment with this person. Set the intention for that. You might not get it. I'm not going to say like, yes, 100% you'll get it. It looks very favorable. But what I'm saying is that you cannot get what you want if you don't ask for it. And if you ask for it and it doesn't happen, then it wasn't meant for you anyway. And Spirit is showing you why. And there's a valuable lesson in that. And so there's really a need to be less afraid of, you have to surrender your attachment to outcomes here, because Spirit's not going to give you an outcome, because it's more important for you to just go in this with an earnest and positive attitude and a desire to just explore this, and to not let what happened in past relationships, to not let what happened in the past between you two hold you back from having a loving and authentic connection, because I think that's genuinely there. And we also have guidance, higher conscience. Yes, your higher self, your inner wisdom is the only guidance you should seek when it comes to this connection, because there is nobody else, okay, besides me. Besides me, you and this person know what to do. Your person is following their higher guidance when it comes to this connection. And truthfully, I think that this person has really been in this energy of like waiting for you to come around, or waiting, or like vice versa. Maybe you've been waiting for them to come around, and maybe they've been trying to get in a more stable place. I feel like you've thought about this left, right, up, down, over, back. And it's like your brain isn't going to automatically come up with the solution. You've overanalyzed this situation to death. So now it's time to just surrender and release it. Don't be worried about what might happen, but instead get excited about what could be and where the potential lies here. I mean, this person is stuck around in your zone of awareness for a reason, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I keep saying dude and man, but I totally mean it in a gender neutral way. I don't want to offend anyone, but yeah, with this guidance, higher conscious, let's just say consciousness, anyway, maybe I'm wrong. It just feels like it should say that. But anyway, yeah, Spirit is saying you're going to have to trust yourself on this one, but make it with conviction. If you don't want to follow this path, then don't. But I think that you've wanted to leave this garden, your garden, for a while. Your garden has become lush. It's become abundant. You're ready to either invite someone in or venture out into the world and see if you can expand. You know, life is about growth. Life is about so much. And we have soulmate, bro. Like, yeah, this person is not, you're not going to magically forget this person. And I know that's what you've been hoping for a long time, but it's just simply not going to happen. And I think that's the same for your person. And actually, I feel really called to read this soulmate card and what it says in the book. I feel like it'll be helpful. So I'm going to do that really quickly. Rose without thorns. It's time to face my true feelings. So the story behind this card says, it is time for him to leave her again, to use the script he always does at this point. He knows her next line. She will say, how can you do this to me? But unexpectedly, she says, I love you. The words of the script die on his tongue. He struggles to get them out, just a few words and he will be free, but they won't come. Suddenly, he clasps her to him. He loves her. This is the true freedom he sought. And the inspiration, to enjoy the beauty of a rose, we must risk being pricked by our inner thorns. This offers a new way to live. The best incentive to change is love. And the personal inquiry is, what truth am I embracing? This card indicates no longer living a lie. The key ideas are speaking your truth, choosing love, freedom through transformation, resistance to commitment, an unexpected outcome, and new truths. And the keywords are authenticity, treasure, and trust. And the meditation says, take a deep breath and keep relaxing until you find yourself in a safe place. Ask the great spirits to help you face that which you long for. Allow any nerves to pass. You may now know how to handle your present situation, or this knowledge will come to you soon. And one thing I'm saying is that we have the number 14 here, which makes me think of the Magician and the Emperor. And so Spirit is saying, you already have control. You already have the ability to change, to take control of this situation. All you have to do is manifest the desire. I mean, even the Magician talks to high-level soulmates. And this is literally everything I was talking about. So it really doesn't matter like what gender you are or anything. But really the whole point of this card is saying, you know, release that attachment to outcomes, because, you know, maybe the outcome is better than you ever thought possible. Maybe this person feels exactly the same way. And I think maybe for some of you, this person or you maybe expresses themselves more through their physical interactions than through their words. So there might need to be, like, maybe if that's you, saying, hey, like, look, I'm not good at saying a lot of this stuff, like, please be patient with me, but like, I have feelings for you, you know. Maybe you already know that you love this person and you've never told them that, or maybe you know that like there's a very real possibility and that's why you're afraid. But I think Spirit is saying, look, this person, if you don't face this situation, it's going to linger in the back of your mind forever. And I also get this idea that you're going to compare every potential romantic interest you meet to this person. And you're always going to have this person in the back of your mind. And Spirit's asking me to bring that complacency back. So I'm gonna. And I think Spirit's also saying the perfect person doesn't exist. Like every person is going to have challenges. Every person is going to have flaws. Every person is going to have things that they need to grow from. But with this complacency, do you want to look back at the end of your life and wonder what if something could have happened here? Or do you want to fucking go after it and see what could happen? At least you'll know by then. And at that point, you know, time will have passed. You'll have healed. Who cares what anyone thinks here, man? Listen to your heart. I don't know why I'm talking like a frat boy, but okay. Further advice. We have envy in reverse. Wait, no, I'm just holding all the cards upside down. We have envy upright. Okay. Obviously, I'm a genius. Okay. So this card really speaks to me that there are, like, you might be envious of this person. Maybe this person is envious of you. Maybe you guys watch each other from afar and you're like, oh, you know, I wish I was with them, or I wish I was like doing something. And Spirit's like, yo, you know, you could just walk through this door, right? Like the door is open. The gate is open. Like, you know, you like, all signs point to go. All you have to do is like take some action, because that's the thing here, is that your path right now is just not taking action towards this person, and changing it is taking action of some kind. And Spirit is warning me that there are people that are envious of this connection. And I don't say that to scare you. I don't want it to scare you. This connection is protected, but I think that's why it's very important to trust your own guidance when it comes to this connection, because there could be people who will give you the wrong advice because they may be jealous of this connection. Maybe they don't want this connection to happen for whatever reason. But Spirit is really saying to follow your own internal guidance, that you don't have to stop yourself from living in the light just because others don't want you to. That's their problem, not yours. We also have stuck in the mud. So yeah, I'm really called to notice that there's an elephant here. And I think that like what Spirit is saying is that you've been stuck. It's like you've been stuck on this issue, and it's like you're waiting for a solution or like waiting for an answer. Hopefully this answers it. But Spirit is really saying you're not as stuck as you realize. And that I don't even think that this is the actual interpretation of this card, but I'm rolling with it because we do have 24 reducing to 6. And I think that, you know, this is all about, like, you have the wisdom to move forward, and elephants are all about overcoming obstacles. And I feel like you had to this connection had to stop, this connection had to pause so that you could learn the things that you needed to learn, and this person could learn the things they needed to learn. And I think Spirit is saying that, like, maybe you still feel slowed down, maybe you still feel like it's not time yet, but I think that maybe you're ready to start gearing up to the idea of moving towards this. Trust what your inner guidance says, because you'll know where you're at in this process. But elephants always talk about overcoming obstacles. And I think Spirit is really saying, you know, this is temporary. This stuck feeling in this connection is temporary, but it will stay stuck so long as you avoid making a decision about this connection or making a decision about what you want. You can choose to walk away from this, but like what I'm hearing is that this person will be in the back of your mind. And now if this person isn't receptive, then there's not much you can do, and at least that's your answer. That's your answer to move forward. But I feel like for a lot of you, a good majority of you, this person will be receptive. We also have luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius, and we have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon, and we have service. I feel good when I can help others. And I think Spirit is really asking you to take this idea of service and put it back to yourself. I feel like you're so focused on appeasing other people, making other people happy. Does this person make you feel good? Does this person help you? Is this person the same way? It's almost like Spirit is asking you to feel good about the idea of this, and that Spirit says that they want to help you on this. And, you know, maybe in the meantime, like, maybe you can help this person with something. Like, stay on the lookout if this person is like, hey, like, I'm moving and I need help, or like, hey, like, I don't know, if you find this person needs help with something, maybe you can help them. Maybe that can be your way to get your foot in the door. Like, I don't know, but Spirit is really saying, like, if you dream about this person, which for a lot of you probably do, and one thing that I'm seeing everywhere is butterflies, and butterflies are a symbol of transformation, and I really do feel like there could be a very amazing transformation in this connection. But Spirit is saying luck is on your side. Like, we've got you. Like, we don't want you to worry. But wow, okay, this reading has definitely been taking me forever, so we're gonna get your final advice and see. And as I shuffle, I see surrender, procrastination, but we're gonna see what you need to surrender. We'll see what self-care you can do to be of service to yourself, and then we'll get some final advice, and then we'll look at your gate card. Okay, so Spirit, what does pile 2 need to surrender in this connection? Surrender to rest and sleep, to prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your body, mind, and spirit. So yeah, Spirit might really be slowing you down so that you stop avoiding this. Like, maybe you're super busy just trying to avoid this, and it's like Spirit saying, okay, no, you need to like sleep and just like rest, because the answers will come to you when you're not obsessing over them or whatever. We also have surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So I think that this is really important for some of you, and I feel called, I'm just going to cut the deck and see what I get here. Okay. Yeah, I got 2. I cut the deck twice, but I felt like it just didn't feel right. But I see why Spirit showed me. So we got surrender to your soul's path, and now I can't find it. So maybe I wasn't supposed to. Well, it said surrender to an action, but I think that just means, because you already are in a place of inaction. I think the difference is that instead of surrendering to like an action towards this connection, I think Spirit is saying surrender to not obsessing over what you should do about this or avoiding what you should do about this, and just surrender to like asking for answers or asking for peace, asking for help, because it's almost like Spirit just wants you to focus on this less, and the answer will come to you really quickly. But we have surrender to your soul's path. And if you feel like your soul's path involves this person, your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. I think Spirit is really saying, you know, this person might not come in today or tomorrow. You might not be ready to show up for this person today or tomorrow. But Spirit is really saying, it sounds like this person is on board, or at least you're on board. And that's a whole lot right there. And I would like to think, and I would say for a lot of you, it's probably likely that you and this person do mirror each other in a lot of ways. So it's likely that you both are feeling the same way. And I think that there's definitely a lot of fears on both ends. And I think that the more you both surrender your attachment to outcomes and just say, okay, universe, like this is what I want. Manifesting on the new moon, it seems to be huge for you guys, like could really help with a lot. But it literally just seems like Spirit is saying, surrender your attachment to outcomes here, surrender your worries, surrender anything definite or anything like that. Just be open to the idea of exploring something more with this person is kind of like what they're saying, you know? You don't have to get married and have a million babies, but Spirit does at least want you to be open to this connection and not be afraid of what the outcome is, because that won't serve you in any way. So, Spirit, what self-care would be helpful for pile 2 in this case? Self-care would be, okay, so we have health checkup and sex. Okay, so maybe for some of you, you need to go to the doctor. Maybe you want to do some sex magic to manifest this person. Maybe you and this person need to reconnect. But it does seem like maybe if you've been avoiding the doctor in some way, you might want to do that, especially if it's related to my ladies out there. You know, if you need to go to the lady doctor, you know, do that. That's self-care. You're important. Okay, so we're gonna get some more advice. So Spirit, what other, okay. We have the Lion Spirit again. Be generous of Spirit. What other advice do you have for pile 2, please, Spirit? Okay. So we also have the Crow Spirit. Co-create with Spirit, number 17. Yes. And what I love about this is that, like, this is like the Magician energy with Chariot energy. It's like moving forward even though you don't know what that might look like. Moving forward in a balanced place and trusting that where you're led, Spirit will get you right to the right place. And like, I do think this is all going to happen in divine timing, but part of this process is you kind of surrendering to this connection and choosing it. Because if you keep saying, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, or pretending like it doesn't exist, this really can't move forward. We also have Porcupine Spirit, time for a beginner mind. So yeah, I think Spirit is really asking you to release all expectations and really just go in this in an earnest way and try not to be too focused on it. We also have Deer Spirit, bring a gentle touch. So yeah, Spirit is really asking you, you know, to just start slow and just start something. You know, I think with you two, you might get spooked easily, you might get triggered easily, and I think Spirit is just asking you to, like, I feel like this person will be gentle with you if you're gentle with them, and I think there's a lot of respect here. But we're finally gonna look at what your little card says, and we've been going so long at this point, I have no idea either. So, aw, a note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. So yeah, I mean, you just have to approach this situation from a place of love. That's all you need to do. And Spirit will take care of the rest. And it's honestly just like surrendering to your feelings and surrendering to what you want and being unapologetic about it. Because not only do you deserve to feel that way and live your life that way, but you don't want to reach the end of your life and ask yourself, what if, you know? Go after that shit you want, because one day it might be too late. And I don't say that to stress you out. I just say that to make you realize that sometimes our fears are really just in our heads. And for you, I think the fears surrounding this connection really are. and for this person too. And with this divine counterpart energy, the more balance you have, the more balance they have. Like, when you focus on yourself, like, you will get there. I promise. You will get there. But yeah, pile 2. Wow, this was a really, really long reading, but I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it resonated. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through, and thank you so much to everybody who has been watching my ads. That is the easiest way to exchange energy with me and the easiest way to support my channel. So thank you to everybody who does that. If you have YouTube Premium, you do that by just watching me, so thank you. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you left a like. Definitely let me know down in the comments how this resonates, and if you enjoyed this reading. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose this door, this is going to be your reading where we are asking Spirit, are you on the right path? Now, while I shuffle, I'm gonna give my little spiel. This reading has definitely been a shock. I was not planning on doing this reading today, but Spirit really was like, no, you need to do this reading. It, like, came out of nowhere. And I'm starting to see why. These messages are open. They're not related to any particular topic. You could be asking a question about love. You could be asking a question about career. You could be asking a question about life, about a spiritual topic. I mean, or you could just be asking in general, are you on the right path? I'm really allowing Spirit to come through, and it's really interesting because number 1 was really general and number 2 was incredibly specific. So if you felt called to either of those, you might want to check them out. But pile 2 was an hour long, which I was not expecting at all. But I don't put time limits on my readings because, like, I'm just as invested in getting the right answers as you are. So I will do my due diligence on each pile, even if it takes me way too long. But we are asking, are you on the right path? And the answer to that is, I have no clue. But we're going to look at the cards, and we're going to see, using this tarot deck and some oracles, what your life will look like if you continue to follow the path you are on now. Now, I say what your life will look like, but it's more like will most likely look like, because remember that we are in the present and things can always change. But then we will use this deck, we'll switch gears and we'll use this deck to see, sorry, I just like burped and it was really gross. We will see what your life will look like if you choose to change directions and what that might look like for you. And then we'll finish off with advice from Spirit. So you'll basically get to see both options, what both look like, and then decide for yourself. Or maybe you need time to contemplate. No matter what, I just want to get some like thorough advice for you guys, and just give you the opportunity to see what your life might look like if you follow one path or another. But I do want to be very clear that I'm going to try my best to be unbiased. I might insert my opinion, but I will state that. Spirit's really hijacking this reading today, so like I haven't really... Like, I thought I filmed for 40 minutes and I filmed for an hour. So, like, I'm really... Listen, Madison is not here. Spirit is. Or I guess I should say ASO is not here. Spirit is. And, yeah, they've had thoughts. So, that is what we're going to do today. We're going to move this deck to the side. My spiel is over. And we are just going to see. So, for pile 3, Spirit, yeah, I had to put a number there because I'm so guilty of, like, saying the wrong pile. What will pile 3's life look like if they continue down the path that they are on now? Okay, we have the 3 of Pentacles. What will their life look like if they continue down the path that they are on now? Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. We have the 6 of Swords. What else, Spirit? We have the 5 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles, And on the back of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. So this is interesting. All right, let's look at your oracle cards now. So to start, we have Spring, Plant, Grow. We have Destiny. We have Step Out of Your Comfort Zone. We have Spirit of Place. We have Relationships. I'm attracted to those who serve my higher good. And we also have Patience and a man holding a heart. So I'm just gonna put those like that. So this is really interesting. Because based upon where you're at on your path right now, it seems like Spirit is being a little cryptic, but it does seem like, based upon your path and what I can see right now, the path that you are headed down right now, you are headed for a very solid fresh start. And what this fresh start could be about, it could literally be about anything. It could be about moving. It could be about work. It could be about relationships. It could really be about a lot. And the biggest thing I was getting when I was shuffling was something about family. And this isn't going to resonate for all of you, but for some of you, I think that maybe there's like a male figure in your life that you're related to that maybe you don't want to leave. It doesn't necessarily have to be a male figure, but that's kind of the more general idea I'm getting. Where maybe you don't want to leave, or maybe you're happy where you are, but somebody from your family is calling you to leave, or like you're feeling like you may need to leave. Or maybe you're staying in one place or just doing your own thing because somebody has your heart and you're not really ready to give it. It honestly just kind of seems like when it comes to your current path right now, there's really nothing like there's no red flag saying, hey, you better change course, you better change direction. Because it definitely seems like you're in alignment with where you're supposed to be right now. It seems like you're really focused on your career and you're focused on your own empowerment. We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands here. And I think that you're in this space of really just focusing on you, focusing on empowering yourself, focusing on all of the relationships in your life, like your family, your friends, and romantic interests. There might be a specific someone for some of you that you might be keeping in the back of your mind because you haven't really met anyone that beats them, or you can't see yourself moving forward. So for some of you, you might, I always hate saying this because then people in the comments freak out, but like genuinely when I say if a message is not for you, it is not for you, and you will know if it's not for you. For some of you, this decision might have to do with like if you're pregnant, like making a decision about where you want to raise your family. And if in the path you're on now, I see Spirit saying that it's definitely possible. Like if you want to move to a specific place for your family, like that is definitely possible. It might require you stepping out of your comfort zone, but it can definitely happen. I definitely think I'm hearing like there's going to have to be a sacrifice of some kind. Like to stay on this current path, you might have to overcome a lot of disappointments, or you really might have to have the glass is half full mentality here. And it might require a lot of patience. For some of you, I feel like this is you might be waiting for a person. And I almost hate saying that because I never want to encourage anyone to wait, but it's like, if this is what you're doing, like, that's a bit different. I'm not saying, hey, wait for somebody, but like, if you're waiting for somebody, I think it's because you know that there is the chance for a solid beginning. And it's like, in the process, you're just working on you and you're finding peace in the moment. You're finding joy in the moment. And that kind of seems like with this spirit of place, one thing that Spirit talks about in this card is that there's spiritual energy everywhere. And it's like, and Spirit's really asking you to embody whatever it is that you want. And so, for example, if you want love, they're saying embody that Queen of Cups, embody that love in order to attract it. But what I'm seeing here is that if you're trying to like manifest a specific person into your life, someone that you feel like destined to be with, I definitely think that's possible. But it's going to require patience, first of all, with that patience card. An ability to step out of your comfort zone. And the ability to look at this situation from a positive. I do think that you are very focused on the negatives in this connection, which is what's slowing it down. However, this doesn't have to be about a connection, and I don't want to get too fixated on that because there are so many different there's so many different interpretations here. With this spring, we have Taurus energy with this card, and we have that plant grow. It's almost like you're working on your own foundations right now with this Three of Pentacles, and it's almost like maybe you want to collaborate with somebody. Maybe you work with this person. Maybe you work with somebody that you're really interested in, or for some of you, this could definitely be same-sex as well. I'm definitely getting that energy. I mean, of course, it could be like anyway, but I like to call out that energy when I see it. But I do think that for this situation to come in, you have to be willing to move forward. For some of you, maybe you have to be willing to relocate. Maybe you have to be willing to move on from some difficult things that happened with this person. I do see you finding joy and finding a lot of fun, and maybe with the path that you're headed down now, if this is about like a person, I do see like flirty communication and almost like a reunion, a joyful reunion of some kind. This could be like friendship related, but it's literally what I can see is like there's a lot of lighthearted energy to be had here, but I think that there's an element of patience involved, and Spirit is really saying that despite the fact that you're going down this path, if you actually want to see change, you have to embody the change you want to see. And I think that there's a need for you to focus on what you're creating, on what you're cultivating, what you're planting, and what you're growing, because that is what will help you get this Ace of Pentacles opportunity. Because aces are always about opportunities, and if we don't take action towards them, we will miss them. So I feel like Spirit is saying you need to be patient, but you need to be proactive about taking action about what you can control. And what Spirit is really saying here with this Destiny card is like, I think where you're at right now and where you're headed, you're on the right path. And you're really connected to your crown chakra when it comes to this current path that you're on. But I think Spirit really, like, I don't have anything like negative to say about this. Like, if you're happy with your path right now, if you're happy with where you're going down, Spirit is really saying you can manifest whatever you want. You have hella psychic abilities. You have hella like spiritual guidance around you. And if you've been manifesting an opportunity for something, you've been manifesting a way forward, you've been manifesting something new, everything is like smooth sailing, like you're getting there. But the thing is that like what I'm just seeing, like if you want to stay on your current path that you're on right now, you need to be more positive, and you do need to find that joy in yourself. And I'm not saying like toxic positivity, like everything's good, sunshine and rainbows all the time. I'm just saying like you might actually be slowing your manifestations down because you're crying over the things that have spilled rather than focusing on all the wonderful things behind you. I think honestly, you need to practice more gratitude. especially if you're in this, especially if you're choosing this path. We'll see what would happen if you decided to change your path. But Spirit is really saying, if you want to continue down this path, go for it. Like, there's nothing stopping you. It might involve moving in some way. It might involve moving locations. And like I'm getting, for some of you, that might be really difficult because you might have to leave family members that you really care about behind. You might have to leave places you feel really attached to behind. But this moving on could be metaphorical. And like maybe you're moving on without somebody. No matter what, I feel like the path that you're currently on is just fine. Like, kind of what I'm seeing here is that you're pretty much in alignment. You're standing in your power a lot. You've got fresh opportunities coming. It seems like you're attracting a lot of things that are good. It's literally just like you battling your own inner, I don't want to say inner demons. I would just say like inner thoughts that are negative. But I think this, where you are now, is resulting in people that are of your highest good coming your way. Like maybe this person, maybe this man holding a heart, doesn't have to be a man, but maybe this person, you haven't met them yet, but maybe you can feel them coming. And so Spirit is saying, you know, in order to meet them, you got to step out of your comfort zone, or in order to find who's of your highest good, you have to be acting in your highest good, you know? If you're focused on, if you're sad about things, you know, you're not in that energy of love. And like when you're not in that energy of love, you can't attract that. And so what Spirit of Place is really about, it's all about embodying what you want. And so I think Spirit is saying you're getting there. And you're honestly like figuring that out for yourself. Like, and I think you've learned a lot of that already. I think it's literally just that sometimes you get too in the moment or too caught up in your feels, and it's just hard for you to like really ground yourself. But what I can see here is that the fact that we have no major arcanas here shows me that when it comes to your path, like I feel like we're really seeing only 3 months into the future tops. And I know that might be frustrating, but I think there's good reason for it. You could be in a transition phase or something like that, but I really do think like overall, where you're headed right now, you're absolutely fine. You're in alignment. But if you want to change your path, if you want to change anything about it, we'll see what would happen here. But with this Page of Cups, I think the only thing that you could do to just make things better is have a more lighthearted approach, have a more lighthearted viewpoint of your life. But really overall, like it seems like things are coming up pile 3. Like, you know, like everyone, there's obviously disappointing things that happen, but overall, I think if you stay on this path right now, if you're happy, like more power to you. So let's see what would happen if you decided to change the path that you are on. So we're gonna get this deck out and we will give it just like one shuffle for good luck. Unless it's a bad shuffle, and then we'll do 2 shuffles for good luck. Yeah, we can do 1. Okay. Nah, I want to do 2. Okay. I definitely, though, am getting the vibe with this pile. Honestly, though, it could just be me. Either I'm tired, or y'all are tired, or we're both tired. So, I hope my kings and queens out there are getting enough sleep, and if not, start, because that's really easy. That was sarcasm. Anyway, Spirit, what would happen if pile 3 chose to change their path? Okay, so we have the 2 of Cups. What would happen if pile 3 chose to change their path? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. What would happen if pile 3 chose to change their path? What happened if pile 3 chose to change their path? Okay, well, we have the Empress. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. And on the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. But Spirit's calling me to pull another card, so I'm gonna. What's the last card, Spirit? Okay. Ace of Swords. Alrighty. How very interesting. Okay. So let's look at your oracles now. So to start, we have Crossroad, Choice. We have Look at the Bigger Picture, Full Moon and Sagittarius. We have Forgiveness. We have Into the Unknown. We have Angel of Strength. We have Judgment. We also have Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus. I think I'm gonna move these guys here actually, and then this Crossroads card. We have Forgiveness and we have Despondence. Okay. So for some of you, I'm getting a very specific message here. So maybe you have someone really special in your life, and with where your path is right now, maybe you want to move with this person. Like maybe you're dating somebody and you want to relocate with them, but your family might be upset with you. Your family might not be happy with you or something like that. Maybe for some of you, you just want to move. Maybe you want to move forward. Maybe you want to move forward alone. Maybe, because like for some of you, I could almost see like, because, okay, let me dial back. So for those of you who are single, if you have someone in mind and you're waiting for them or you've been focused on them, if they are who you want, you are actively manifesting them, and with patience and trust and surrender, you can successfully manifest them back into your life. However, if you want to keep moving forward, if you want to keep trudging along, if you want to open yourself up to somebody else, I see that happening. However, there's something really interesting with this Queen of Swords in reverse. For some of you, this is somebody that you don't know yet. And the feeling that I'm getting is that this would be somebody that is related to this person that you would meet if you chose to go your own way. And they might be really difficult to deal with. I'm not gonna lie. They might be really, really difficult to deal with. And that might be really hard on you. I'm not gonna lie. However, for some of you, I get the vibe that this Queen of Swords in reverse is somebody in your life that you already know, that is kind of a negative Nelly and kind of just kind of has hater energy, honestly. And I think that if you want to change course, if you want to change your path, by all means do it. Because I think it's creating a lot of opportunities for you. And I think for some of you, you might be more interested in taking this path only because, maybe this person that you're waiting for. Now, I don't want to say this for sure. Listen to your own internal guidance when I say this if you are waiting for somebody. Maybe you two do need to go your separate ways, and you do need to learn experiences that you can grow into, for example, the Empress and the Emperor, so that you can mature, so that you can have more experiences. Because I think your passion for your person, if there is a person that you're waiting for in path 3, like it's definitely not going anywhere. But if you do decide to change paths, if you do decide to go your own way, you will be successful. But kind of what I'm hearing from Spirit is that if you do choose to stray from the path that you've been on, I heard boring. It's going to be, you're going to get a lot of clarity from it if you do go down this path, and I don't want you to be afraid. But it does seem like it won't be the most exciting time in the world. And in fact, there might be some like frustrating things that force you to kind of retreat and go into hibernation mode. You honestly might find, like, this is a very specific prediction, so you'll know if this is for you or not. But I think that if you choose to change paths, if you choose to find someone else, or for some of you, this could be going back to somebody that maybe you know isn't good for you, or that maybe you want to try again with. But for the majority of you, I feel like this is somebody new, somebody that you don't know. I think you'll learn a lot of lessons from this connection. But what I'm hearing from Spirit is that the lessons you learn from this connection are optional. And I think more than anything, I do see this path, if you change, it is going to test your psychic abilities a lot more. And you do have the opportunity to have a very beautiful love with somebody. But from what it looks like here, it seems like by choosing this path, car alarms are going to go off. Maybe that's saying, hey, you might ignore some red flags. And maybe the red flags are with the person, not with somebody in their family. But I do feel like this person has a family member that is really, like, honestly problematic. And it's going to affect the relationship. And I definitely feel like for a lot of you, it's a mother figure with this Empress card here. Because I think you're going to learn that this person, I like how I'm saying person now, like I'm just completely pretending, like, because for a lot of you, this is about love. But I will have other interpretations, so give me 1 second. But what I'm seeing here is that, like, I think you'll learn that no matter how much you care about a person, if they can't take care of your needs, like, what are you doing? It's going to cause you to reflect a lot and have to maybe hold yourself back. But it's going to fuel your fire and give you clarity in a way that you haven't had in a while, if you choose to go your own way, if you choose to change your path. But this doesn't have to be about a relationship. Like, let's say, for example, I'm seeing a good one. Let's say, for example, you're getting a job offer and it seems like really awesome, almost too good to be true. Spirit's saying that this job offer is good, but you might have like a really, really shitty boss, or you might have like a really horrible coworker that just like pisses you off all the time. And while you're creating something really cool, you might find that you're not growing as quickly as you'd like to, or there wasn't as much progress as you'd like, and you're kind of in this place where you're just saving money and realizing, like, maybe this isn't as financially prosperous as you thought, or maybe you have to really budget to follow this job. But whatever it is, it's going to fuel your fire and give you clarity. And if you choose to change paths, you're going to be brought to a crossroads anyway. And I think that this is important with this choice, because what it seems like is that if you choose to change directions, you're gonna be led back to a crossroads anyway. So just know that if you do feel called to change your path, it's not forever. And I don't want to say that to like freak you out or make you feel upset. For some of you, it could be, but I would say for the majority of you, this would be more of like kind of like a cycle in your life where you would learn some lessons, you'd have new experiences, and they would just help shape you into who you are. But I think you would have a lot of realizations in life about what you should and shouldn't trust. And here's the thing. This is me inserting my opinion, so note that. It seems like for a lot of you, you're pretty happy on the current path you're on right now. I think for you, maybe there's just some fear that like the manifestations you're trying to create are not going to come to fruition, or maybe there's something difficult that you have to go through first or something like that. But like, if you're happy with your path, if you're happy with where you're going, in my personal opinion, I would say stay on the path you're on. But if you're not happy, then you do need a change. You do need this change. You do need this cycle, because you do need to learn some necessary things in order to get you where you need to be. Because what I can see here is that while this cycle might not be the most fun, it's going to do wonders for your psychic abilities, first of all. The fact that we have despondence and forgiveness, I truly think that, like, if there's somebody in your life, like, that would be upset with you if you chose this separate path, I do think that if they were upset with you, they would forgive you. And I think more than that, like they might not talk to you for a while or something like that, but they will forgive you. And I think that this path will say a lot about not taking action. I think that stagnancy, that's what this is. Okay, so if you choose this new path, you're going to experience a lot of exciting new things, but they're going to be fleeting. And then you're going to be stuck in this mode of stagnation. And this stagnation is going to drive you out of this, grass is greener on the other side mentality. And I honestly think you're going to turn around and redirect yourself to the path, either the path you were originally on, or you're going to take a different direction that just can't be predicted right now, because theoretically it doesn't exist unless you make the choice to follow this path first. But I think that and I can't believe I just noticed this now, but with the Judgment card, it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And what it says with this into the unknown, I love this, is like, you are the path maker. The path isn't set out for you already. You have to forge your path and make your path. And what Spirit is saying here is that if you follow this path, you will definitely be, I don't want to say veering off the divine plan, but if you, because I don't know what your divine plan is, like, it's going to be different for everybody. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know that. But when it comes to navigating this path, you have to use your own intuition and your psychic abilities. Like, you can even see here, this woman is blindfolded, so she can't see. And we have the number 7 with the into the unknown. There's a lot of unknowns with this. And I think that Spirit is saying that you can be prosperous and you'll come out successful and a lot stronger. And with this Judge, I think of the Judgment Tarot card when I think of this Judgment card. And I think that you would just have a lot of realizations about where your path is next and what your purpose is. And like, truthfully, the cycle for this, I see, like, if you do choose to go down this path, I see it being no more than like 4 years tops. And I only said 4 years because, like, for the majority of you, I would say a year or 2, but like for some of you, it could be a bit longer with this pentacle energy. But it really, like, I just, first of all, I don't want to freak some of you out and be like, with saying 4 years, that's just like, timing is fickle, and like, take it with a grain of salt. But what I see here, like, 4 years in the long run is not that much, but it seems like a lot when you're thinking about your future. So I do want you to be aware that this cycle, you will be in a whole different zone of awareness by the time this cycle ends. And the way you perceive your life before you made this change, before you made this decision, will be different. For the better or worse, I don't know. But it does seem like you will be successful. Like, this is a perfect example of where Spirit is saying, it doesn't matter which path you choose, because all paths lead to home, and you will learn the necessary lessons you need to learn. So like, if you feel disconnected from Spirit, maybe this path is better for you, because while it might be more challenging, it will definitely bring you closer to Spirit. And it will definitely, I think for some of you, it could bring about a lot of creative material to work with, a lot of experience that could aid your creativity. But for others, I think Spirit is asking you to look at the bigger picture here and see, like, if this is the path you think you need, then you should go down it. Like, there's nothing wrong with, I think it's bullshit that we have to like look at people and make decisions and think that they have to be forever. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to pick up and move. You're allowed to change what you're doing. There's a card in this deck that says happiness. I know that happiness means I am on the right path. And so you are the path maker. So if you are happy, man, keep going. If you are not, it's time to take a left or a right or whatever the hell you want. It's time to give that path a new direction. But I'm seeing here is that no matter what, you're protected and you're so powerful. So really all you have to do is like stand in your power here and just make your decision with conviction, because the biggest thing is that maybe you'll get stuck in this cycle. Like my only fear, and kind of one fear that like spirit is showing me, is that you might, if you do choose to go down this path, when you're in the more stagnant energy, you might start to believe that you made a mistake, or that you made the wrong choice and that you messed up. And spirit is asking me to stress that you didn't. This is just like a part of the cycle, and it's just a part of where you're going to be feeling, just part of what you're going to be feeling. But in that moment, it will feel like that. And I think that that will be really discouraging. And with this despondence, it might actually slow you down from getting out of this cycle. And so if you do choose this path, just be aware that there will be a point where you will reach stagnation. And you will reach a point where you're reflecting a lot. And I think that when it comes to this time, you cannot beat yourself up for making the decision to change your path. Because if you made the decision to change your path, that was in alignment with your divine plan. Can you kind of get what I'm getting? Because I'm like, here's the thing. I don't know your divine plan, because the divine plan, like, I don't know everything about everything. I don't know shit about shit. But like what I do know is that you co-create with spirit. And so I think there's a lot of potentials for your divine plan. But ultimately, unless there's something significant that you need to fulfill or achieve, your divine plan is all about your own happiness. It's like kind of the energy that like I feel and that I believe. And you've got angels around you that are there to protect you. And like this path will make you stronger. This path will make you trust your own inner guidance more. This path will help you look at the bigger picture, see how things, because like truthfully, I think after this cycle ends, everything will come full circle for you, or full circle in a way where you're able to start a brand new path that you did not think possible before you started the one you're currently on. So I don't know how helpful that was, but it kind of seems like it really just doesn't matter what you do. No matter what, you're going to be okay. But we're going to get guidance for you now and see what you need to surrender and see what is important for that, because I hope I got a good range of explanations there. Spirit was really like going everywhere for this pile. There's so many different things coming through. So forgive me if I just want to say, like, if you see an interpretation in these cards that I didn't say, but you got, take that and maybe write it down, especially with a reading like this. But just because I didn't say it doesn't mean that interpretation isn't there. It's just like there's so many of you and I'm just one girl. Okay. So Spirit, what does pile 3 need to surrender when it comes to their path? What do they need to surrender when it comes to their path? So to start, we have surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. So yeah, maybe if going down this path is like returning to an addiction of some kind for some of you. I don't think that for most of you, because like, I don't know, but maybe there's just like addictions like that will maybe help you choose where you want to go more clearly, like by surrendering them. And we also have surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break, spend time in nature, replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and ecstasy there. And I love that because honestly, that goes back to spirit of place in your first pile with the path that you're on currently. And I really think that maybe for some of you, this path is almost inevitable. Like you're gonna choose this second path no matter what, because there's like necessary lessons for y'all to learn. But for others, I think that Spirit is just saying, like, if you can find more quiet moments in nature and just listen to what nature has to say to you. I know it seems like bullshit, but honestly, going outside really helps. I feel like the answers of what you're meant to do next, what you're meant to do, will come to you a lot clearer. And so Spirit is really saying, pay attention to the signs. And like, one thing that you should be asking for specifically is just signs from, oh, look, I'm about to get self-care and we got to take a walk. Ask for signs, like especially ones like signs that you would see, like a type of bird or a specific number, a specific plant, or like a specific colored butterfly, or like something like that. Like make it really specific, like so specific that if you saw it, it's like a sign that would slap you in the face. That will make you feel better, is kind of what I'm hearing. But let's see what self-care Spirit wants you to focus on that might help you make this decision. So Spirit, we have connect with your ancestors, and look at that, we have that tree. And on the back of the deck, we have drink tea. So yeah, maybe for some of you, maybe you're addicted to caffeine. Totally get it. Spirit's saying maybe replace what you typically drink with something healthier, something maybe like less intense. And I do think that like maybe for some of you, if you like going to cemeteries, and you have like family members buried in a specific cemetery, maybe like go and visit them and like, you know, just chat with them and tell them like what you're going through and what's going on, and ask them for advice and ask for a sign. You know, you never know what might happen. Our ancestors and our guides, you know, they're always listening to us. But what they're stressing to me right now is that like, you have no idea how meaningful it is for, especially your ancestors who are not on this physical plane anymore, to be acknowledged by you who is. It really makes their memory and their spirit more alive. And I think that there's like, what they're stressing to me is like, you don't have to. They're here and they surround you with love, but having a reciprocal relationship with them is something that they want to have with you, and something very beautiful that they would love to have with you. And they just want you to know that like they're always with you and that they love you very much, and they're always listening even if you don't think they are. And at the end of the day, they're going to make sure that everything turns out okay. So I might be channeling some specific ancestors there. That was really, that like made me want to cry. Okay, we're going to finish off with some final advice from this animal deck. So, and then we'll look at your card. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3, please? Grasshopper Spirit, take a leap of faith. Nightingale Spirit, love is all around. Yes, this is your, bro. Oh my God, look, 1441. Yeah, your guides are definitely, if there's any songs that make you think of any ancestors, especially ones that like passed away recently or in the past that you connect them to, pay attention. Like if their songs, like if a song that you think that makes you think of them comes out, like that is them getting your attention. That is them making you aware of them. But also you might just be getting messages from Spirit in music, so be aware of that. Oh, I'm gonna cry. This is so cute. Otter Spirit, you are never alone. Yeah, your guides are with you. Your ancestors are definitely with you. And I'm really getting this strong energy. Like for some of you, you might have lost somebody recently. And I mean, they're coming through really strongly because like they want you to be aware that they have not gone anywhere, and like they love you so much. And like, I'm getting like really specific messages now, so I'm gonna kind of stop it there because it's a general reading, and like I don't want to like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there are a lot of ancestors around you that love you a whole lot. And I think otters, nightingales, grasshoppers could be good examples of that. And on the back of the deck, we have Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery. You know what's interesting? Spirit's asking me to talk about this card because I got it in a reading once that I did for myself, and it made me shit my pants. because I was actually doing a reading just like this, where I was trying to decide if I should stay in the place where I was or I should go home. And this card came out for one of the options, and it happened to be a mascot for a school that I lived near. And so like I was just like, it just like gave me chills, because I was like, oh my God, like Spirit is really listening. And so if there's something about like your hometown or like relocating or something like that, trust that, because like I feel like for some of you, you're worried to take this leap because like what if you miss out on an opportunity? But Spirit is saying that even if you take this leap, it's only going to be a cycle anyway, and you'll get back where you need to be. And like Spirit is saying to trust in the great mystery, because we have this 8, which is all about abundance, but it's also an infinity sign. And like I just see it like everything comes back around and everything is cycles. So like don't worry too much about it. Like if changing your path is what feels right, bro, change your path. If you want to stay on the path you're on, stay on the path you're on. Everything works out the way it's meant to. And I promise you can trust your guides, and especially your ancestors. You have a lot of spiritual energy around you. I can trust you that. But we have this card, so let's see what it says on the back. And it says, the sacred lotus, compassion in action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. So I love this because the lotus is very symbolic of like spiritual awakenings and like opening your psychic abilities. And so for some of you, this second path might be really necessary to get you where you need to be. But no matter what, I feel like you're going to be okay. And it's like you're awakening anyway. You've already been awakening a lot, and you're just going to continue to. So trust that Spirit has your back. And no matter what choice you make, it will not be the wrong one. It's just part of your plan. Make your choice with conviction and don't look back. Because no matter what, Spirit has your back, and you will get where you need to go. And you're doing just fine. You're in alignment with where you need to be already. So if you want to keep going with what you're doing, do that. If you want to change it up, go for it. You have the power. You can make these choices. Do what feels right to you. It's your life. You have to live it. Nobody else is living it for you. So make sure you do what you want to do and not what somebody else wants to do. But pile 3, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching it all the way through. If you did, I really hope this resonated and I really hope it helped. Comment down below and let me know, like, are you pile 3? Like, what's going on? Are you going to stay on your path? You going to go somewhere else? Maybe give each other some support in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching my ads. I can definitely tell that more of you are, and like I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. That is the easiest way to do it. If you have YouTube Premium, you don't have to do anything. Just by watching me, you support me, so thank you. But if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed. And if you want to, definitely click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. But thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this. And I really hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose this blue door with the pink flowers, this is going to be your reading on Are You on the Right Path? I feel like some of you are like nervous, so let's take a deep breath before we do anything else. So, okay, so here's the tea, pile 4. I was not planning on doing this reading today. I was actually planning on doing like 2 different readings, but Spirit was just like, nope, you need to do this reading or we're just going to throw a hissy fit and not give it up until you do it. And so I was like, okay, like cool, like this sounds interesting anyway, I want to do it. And one of the pros and cons of my reading style is that I don't put a time limit on them. So because of that, these readings have been very long, so I will warn you, she's probably going to be a long one, and I've done 3 of these already, and I'm a little bit tired. So if I, like, call you pile 1 instead of pile 4 or something like that, I'm a little tired, so just be patient with me. But I already have a lot of energy for this pile again, so we'll be good. So we're asking Spirit today, are you on the right path? And the 2 decks I'm shuffling right now are the decks that we are going to use. And essentially, I don't know if you're on the right path. Only you know that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at, first with this deck, what your path looks like if you continue going down the path you're on now. And then we will switch gears and see what your life would look like if you choose to go down a different path. And this path could be related to anything. It could be related to your career. It could be related to love. It could be related to life in general. It could be literally anything. Some of the readings have been really specific. Some of them have been really general. So I'm really interested to see what's going to come out here. I will do my best to remain unbiased, but I cannot promise I won't insert my opinion. But when it is my opinion, I will let you know. And like, obviously it's just my opinion. You don't have to take it to heart. But if I feel passionately about something, like, man, I will let you know, as you guys know. But that was such a shitty shuffle. Anyway, after we look at both, I'll get some guidance for you. And then really it'll be up to you to decide what you want to do and where you want to go next. And I think that's what's really important about these readings is, you know, these are looking at what is most likely going to be the outcome if you choose one or the other. It doesn't necessarily mean it will happen. You know, everything is always changing in the present, but as of right now, as of this reading, this is the most likely outcome. And honestly, I really trust the guidance Spirit's been giving tonight, because like I've been giving readings that are an hour like long, and I feel like it's like a half an hour and then I'm done and I'm like, oh wait, wow. And y'all are like, maybe it's because you're blabbing the entire intro. And I'm like, listen, I've been through a lot these past couple hours. All you did was click a timestamp, okay? Give me this. Anyway, hi Pile 4, welcome. So happy to have you here. We are going to ask, Spirit, what will Pile 4's life look like if they continue down the path that they are currently on? Okay. We have the Emperor in reverse. We have the Chariot. We have the Hanged Man. So right away, we have Aries energy, we have Cancer energy with the Chariot, and we have Pisces energy with the Hanged Man. We have the Eight of Wands. We have Judgment and the Eight of Wands. Excuse me. Spirit wants me to stress that Judgment is before the Eight of Wands. And one more, please, Spirit. Maybe two more. I might be lying. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it once the last card comes out. Okay, Spirit said two more. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. And on the back of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so let's look at your oracle cards now. So to start, we have passion, balance. We have joy. I definitely feel like for like one or two of you, your name might be Joy. We have confusion. For some of you, maybe it's a family member named Joy. But that feels significant for some reason. We also have the Golden Palace. We have purpose. I know what I am here to do. And we have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. We have a win-win outcome as forecast, full moon in Libra. And finally, we have rest and rejuvenation. Okay. So this is interesting because it's like straightforward, but I don't want to be so overconfident about that. But I'm gonna be. So I'm just gonna say like this reading might not be for you because it is very specific. But if not, there are other piles that you might want to check out if you felt drawn to others. But pile 4, here's what I'm seeing for you. I think that you're in a state of limbo right now. And kind of what I'm seeing here is that this is in alignment for you. You are supposed to be in this limbo phase. You have no clue what you're doing, and that is okay. Truthfully, what I'm seeing here is that you have ample options. You have plenty of opportunities, but Spirit is slowing you down because they don't want you to make a decision too hastily. However, I think the problem is that you might have a very overbearing parental figure or guardian of some kind. That's really the energy I get with the Emperor in reverse. So it could definitely be like a father figure. This could even be like a spouse. I don't really want to say a spouse, but it could be a partner. Or it could just be somebody in your life who feels like they either deserve to have a lot of say in your life or feel like their opinion really matters here. And I think for you, you want to move forward in life. Like, you really don't like this energy of stagnation, but you don't know where you want to go. And so you're just kind of like staying put. The universe has kind of made it so that you have to stay put. There's a very important reason for this, because you're in the process of finding your purpose right now. And Spirit is saying that if you continue to follow down this path, you will be finding your purpose. And while you might not know it right now, it's coming. Spirit is saying that this time of rest is very important for you. And actually, you might not figure out what this is for a little while. I don't want to say how long, but it's going to be a hot minute is kind of like what I'm hearing. And there's a very important reason for that. Because once you find it, it's all going to come at you so quickly. You're going to be glad you took that time off, and you're going to be glad that you had those breaks. Because I feel like this person that's in your life, now this doesn't have to necessarily be a person. This could also be a shadow aspect of yours where you feel like you have to know where you're going next. You feel like you have to be in control, and maybe you feel unnerved by the lack of control you feel over your life right now. It does feel like there is a lack of control and maybe a lot of chaos in your life, but I think that there is a good reason for that. One thing that I'm hearing specifically is that when it comes to your path, you don't owe anyone an explanation. And Spirit's kind of asking you to kind of keep your plans on the down low and keep them under wraps, because they might change a lot, or the people that want to know about them, they might just like not have either good intentions or helpful opinions. Like, it might just discourage you. But Spirit is saying, but by being on the current path you are now, you are going to find your purpose. Like, literally you are, and it's going to change everything for you. The way you feel confused spiritually right now, it will dissipate. And the best way for it to dissipate is through this energy of joy. This is solar plexus energy. This is confidence in yourself. This is feeling secure in who you are. This is about your intellectual abilities. This is about you asserting yourself. And my trier agrees. They're saying, yes, pile 4, go off. I feel like if there's anything you're exploring right now, anything you're passionate about, especially creatively, that's big here. That's huge here, actually. For some of you, I'm getting a very specific message that you might be a stay-at-home parent, and maybe you're feeling pressure, like you need to go back to work or something like that. And maybe you're finding that you don't want to go back to the place that you work. Maybe you want to go somewhere else. Maybe you want to take some time off. Maybe you're thinking about saving up money and then quitting your job. And I feel like if that's what you want, Spirit is saying absolutely. Because if you're not happy, you're not on the right path. And shockingly, this card didn't come out in any of the piles, so I'm just going to find it because I think it just explains what I wanted to say, what I was going to say. I might as well have just had this card on the side, but I wanted to leave it in case it came out in any of the piles. It's right here though. It says happiness, and it says, I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. And dolphins always remind me of play and having fun. And I think this time in your life is very important because you are meant to have fun and be light and play. For example, if you have children, I think part of your purpose right now is to just spend time with them, to just have fun, to kind of get rooted back into like who you were as a child. Like, it's almost like you can connect with your inner child through your children if you have them. That's a specific message for certain people. But I can definitely tell that in order to stay on this path, it will require some endurance with this 9 of Wands here, because I do feel like there are people who will put the pressure on you. But the biggest thing that I'm seeing here is that it kind of feels like you're already a little bit fried. And I don't mean that in like a haha, like green way, but I just mean that in like you're just tired. Like you're tired. And so maybe you're like drinking a lot of caffeine or something like that. Like you're just like go, go, go. And it's like, and maybe for a while you've been in this go, go, go energy. You know, like for some of you, maybe you just graduated, like maybe you're a student or you've been studying really hard and you don't know what your next phase is. First of all, if you're thinking gap year, listen, all I'm saying is I started a gap year and I finished it not going to grad school and doing this. So you never know where your passions could lead you. And I'm just going to say, don't rule it out. Don't rule a gap year out. But with this purpose, I know what I'm here to do. It really seems like, and what's interesting is that I said a year, and earlier I got a year, but it's like I feel like you need a year of rest, and you might have to save up, you might have to make arrangements to make this happen. And like Spirit is really saying, like, you might have to live on a budget, you might have to like make concessions to allow this to happen, but it's what's going to lead you to your purpose, and it's going to bring you a hell of a lot more abundance in the future. And when I'm talking abundance, I'm talking that money. I'm talking cash. Like when I was shuffling, I had 2 different songs come up. I can't remember who the rappers were, but the first one was Rax, R-A-C-C-S. I know I've got people with good music taste, so they'll know. And then another one was Payroll, by somebody else, featuring somebody else. Like I can't remember. I'm actually gonna have to read this card because like I said, my brain is starting to melt. But yeah, it does seem like this cycle could last for like a year. But it seems like when you come out of it, a win-win outcome is forecast. And I think like not only will you get the rest and rejuvenation you'll need, but I think you'll be feeling fired up to go after what it is you truly want to do. And I think Spirit is really saying that. Actually, what's really interesting about this, I feel like my buzzword is interesting, but they are interesting. Like, come here. Goddamn. Okay. So, if you see this, you know, we got this cute little witch here with her cat. And it says this way and it says that way. She could go either way. But if you notice, her body's kind of leaning towards that way. But you know what's this way? These overbearing and controlling opinions of somebody who probably either doesn't have your best interests in mind or isn't open-minded to you following what you want. Like they might have good intentions, but their view on the matter might be limited. Like for example, they might have a scarcity mindset. They might be hating. Like they might be like, you need to figure out what you need to do, or you need to figure out what your next move is. And you know what I'm saying right now, if this is your path right now, you don't need to figure it out. And in fact, Spirit is saying you can stay at this crossroads. You can just hang out, like not in a cryptic way, but like, look, and oh my God, I didn't even notice this either. Come back, please. Okay. You know, she's got the cat still. And it's like, you know, your best buds will adventure with you no matter what. So maybe for some of you, this purpose has to do with music. For others, it could be a creative endeavor. Maybe it's one you're discovering. Maybe it's one you're discovering over your gap year for some of you. But no matter what it is, you'll know when it comes. And that's what I think Spirit is really saying is why you need this resting period, because I feel like you're so frazzled and just exhausted that even if you tried to go after something that you feel like you might want right now, I think it would be too chaotic. You would be too scrambled. And it's just not the right time for you to act. It's kind of like what I'm seeing here. It's like, I think a lot of things in your life are chaotic right now, and it would honestly almost be foolish for you to act on this right now. It's like you need time to like breathe out. Like I almost wonder if my heart rate increasing in the beginning of the reading wasn't anxiety, but it was just how much caffeine you're consuming just to keep going. Can't do that. Like, oh my gosh, sometimes we have to. And listen, me saying that, I pray that none of my friends are watching this, because they're gonna like look at me talking about caffeine and be like, you need to listen to yourself, and I just don't want to humor that right now. But like I said, it comes through me, not from me. We both have caffeine issues. Like, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't want to do it either, but I know I have to. Anyway, I need to look at this Golden Palace card because, like I said, my brain is turning to mush and I can't remember what it's about. So let's look. Okay. But 23 is the number of change. Okay. 23 in the club. High purpose, some shades on. There's a song called 23. I'm not just being weird. Okay. Okay, can we get to 23, please? Like, all right, there we go. See, look at how many challenges I've faced just trying to give you this reading. Like, I feel like you're getting blocked for a reason. It's like, because Spirit wants you to slow the hell down, man. Like, you don't have to have it figured out right now. Okay, Golden Palace. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I can't believe I forgot this. Okay. There is always enough. Probably because Spirit wanted me to read it because I couldn't do it justice. The Golden Palace card represents good fortune, ambitions fulfilled, wealth, and prosperity. It may also indicate emotional fulfillment as perhaps you're entering a time of happiness that's long overdue. Emphasis on long overdue. I feel like you guys really deserve this. The message here is that self-worth isn't measured by what you have, no matter how abundant your life is. Instead, it comes from what you are, how authentically you're living your life, and how much love you're willing to share. Granted, receiving this card does indicate material gain and a furthering of tangible rewards, but things come and go, and knowing your true value leads to even greater riches now. Share the wealth. Yes, I love this, because the thing is that by taking this break, you're not, like, honestly, you're probably not going to be able to ball out the way you want to. But by finding this inner fulfillment and figuring yourself out, not only are you increasing your self-esteem and finding your happiness, I was about to say you'll reach this place eventually if you don't do it now. And I'm saying that with an asterisk because I don't know what's going to come out in the tarot for if you change your path, but I feel like it's less about changing your path and more about feeling like you have to decide what your path is right now, and I think that's really overwhelming you. But yeah, Spirit is saying, like, this rest that you're taking, you're not losing money, you're not losing time. You're spending it the best way possible. You're spending it getting to know yourself, finding your own happiness so that you can live the rest of your freaking life understanding yourself more and understanding what it is you want. And Spirit's really saying a win-win outcome is forecast. And like it's almost like you need this time of rest just to feel ready to get back out there again. And I feel like I already said that. But it's almost like you need time to just find your balance again and focus on what makes you happy and passionate. Because I feel like if you made a decision right now, you wouldn't know what to do. You wouldn't really be able to make one. And if you did, I feel like you would end up regretting it because it's not a decision that you made from conviction. It's a decision you either made out of fear or you either made out of impatience or the need to appease others. And I think that's why your self-esteem is so important here, because you have to stand strong in your convictions and you have to feel strong enough and confident. You know, the solar plexus is all about confidence. And I think for you, confidence is going to be key. And I know that's not easy, but like confidence is all about faking it till you make it. And I know that doesn't sound real, but like it is. Like it is. You know, literally, like, even if you don't feel confident, lie to yourself. Lie to yourself, lie to yourself until you believe it, okay? You'll get there. And the more you invest in yourself and the more you spend time with yourself, you'll find that your confidence comes a lot more naturally. You'll be able to trust yourself more, and you'll realize how silly it is for you to listen to the opinions of others who feel like they have a control over your life. You are the only person who should have control over your life, and you need to understand that. And that your happiness comes first. Even if you have children, even if the abundant universe will provide, I promise you, they will find a solution for you. If you want to take a year off, they will find a solution for you. It might not be one that is favorable. It might not be one that is ideal, but if it is the path that you feel you are meant to go down, the abundant universe will provide. And the fact that we're talking about your like life purpose, you discovering your life purpose, which by the way, if you want to watch my life purpose reading, That's a thing. You can go check that out. It's even longer than this reading. So you might want to save it for another day. But the universe is very in favor of you taking this break, of you staying stagnant in order to figure out what makes you happy. Like, literally, Spirit wants you to find happiness in the moment with humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. It does seem like you really deserve this time to just enjoy yourself, especially if you have just recently graduated. I don't care if it's high school or college, both suck. You know, if you're coming out of a difficult job, if you're coming out of, you know, taking care of children, or like giving birth to a child, like, man, you deserve that rest. And I don't even care if you're not doing any of those things. If you're tired, you deserve rest. Like, I don't care how much or how little you did. You deserve rest. And you might need a lot of it, is kind of like what I'm feeling. But this is what I'm feeling so far. But I do want to see what would happen if you made a decision now. Because for you, it's not about changing paths. For you, it's about making a decision about what your next move is. And so I just want to see what happens. So we're just going to see what happens if you do make a decision now, because that'll probably help you either be more confident in your decision to stay, or it will maybe help you be open-minded to maybe making a decision. I don't know. Intuitively, I don't feel like making a decision right now would be the smartest, but I could be wrong. So we'll see. Okay, so Spirit, what would happen if pile 4 made a decision about their path? Okay, well, that's too many. Okay, what would happen if pile 4 made a decision about their path right now or in the near future? I'm going to say the near future because it's going to take you a hot second to figure it out. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles. What else, Spirit? We have the 5 of Pentacles. What happened if... We have the Hierophant. We have the Page of Pentacles. And on the back of the deck, we have the Emperor. Interesting. Okay, let's look at your oracles before I really say my piece on this, because I already have a feeling I'm going to have an opinion. So, warning you now, opinions will be spoken. Okay. So we have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. We have yin and yang in reverse, so this would indicate a yang cycle. We have fear. I recognize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. We have encouragement in reverse. We have acceptance. And we have north, contemplate. So can I just say that I don't like this energy? and I might be a little bit biased about that because I want to be clear about that, because like I don't want to discourage you. Like, no matter what my opinion is, you have to follow your own internal guidance. That is the most important thing, and you have to do what feels right to you. Because ultimately, even if you choose this path, if you do choose to choose to make a path now, to forge your path now, you will learn the necessary lessons you need to learn, and you might feel called to follow this path, and like that's okay. But here's what I'm seeing, what is really interesting. Because for some of you, I wonder if the Emperor and the King of Pentacles are the same person. But for others, they're not. Because what I see here with this acceptance is that I see you doing what this Emperor figure, or what that Shadow Emperor energy within you wants you to do. And I see you finding a job out of... Truthfully, this is a job. Like, this seems like a new job. Or for some of you, I might have missed this in the first pile, maybe it's staying with a job that you've been at that you find unsatisfying, or that you find, or that you're not happy in, and that maybe you're thinking about quitting. So I feel like if that's the case, then the action would be like this change would be you not quitting, truthfully. If that sounds right. I'm, like I said, brainwashed. But this seems to be like a job that you get to make money and not a job you get because you enjoy it. And truthfully, I want to be very careful with this. But with this King of Pentacles upright and the Page of Cups in reverse, I almost feel like there might be like if the boss at this job might be like low-key a little creepy. I also heard douchey. So maybe one of those or both. Not saying that that's going to happen for all of you, but I feel like it's something you need to be aware of, because I feel like whatever this situation is for you, it's not what your soul is calling you to do at all. This feels like what everybody is trying to push you to do, into doing, to start your career, to make money, to get going. I feel like you're worried that people will look at you like a bum if you don't, like, I'm hearing like, get a job. Actually, what's funny is I'm hearing it in like Sarah Silverman's voice from like School of Rock, like, get a job. You know, hey, Dewey Finn faked it till he made it, okay? Literally, he had no job. He was a washed out band, like got kicked out of his band, and he made a whole ass new band, made a whole career for himself, and he would not have done that if he was not following his gut. Now, is what he did a little shady? Yes, but what if he had stopped rocking and he just got a temp job? I don't think he would have been very happy, and he wouldn't have gotten to where he was after with his dope ass school. And not only that, he lifted up so many other kids in the process and made them feel more confident in their musical abilities, and shared the joy of art and music with others, albeit in a very unethical way, but it all worked out, and it's a movie, so it doesn't matter. But my point saying all this is that you have to follow your gut, because I really think that if you make this choice, you're making it for the man. Listen, the man kidnapped Shamu and put her in a chlorine tank, okay? If you go this route, if you make your decision based upon what others want for you, even though you know it's not what you want, you're gonna be in a chlorine tank. Like, not literally, but like, also when I was little, I didn't know Shamu was an orca, and I like thought that I thought that the man like kidnapped just some person named Shamu and like killed them and put them in a chlorine. I had a weird mind. Anyway, this overextensive School of Rock reference, which I'm just gonna say now, if you haven't seen it, your first assignment is to watch that movie, because not only is it a good movie, but also it might have some signs for you, and also a great way to relax is to watch a movie, which is what you need to do. Anyway, yeah, this isn't gonna be fun, like, at all. And truthfully, like, even though this King of Pentacles is here, I don't think that King of Pentacles is you. Like, maybe I feel like I'm getting too far ahead of myself, being like, oh yeah, your boss is gonna be like a creep. Like, for some of you, definitely will, considering it's like my first, it was my first impression. But I feel like for others, you might almost get stuck in a situation where you're interning for this person, or you almost feel stuck helping this person out, because I see you in the Page of Pentacles, truthfully, no matter what this job is. I literally, with all these sandwiches, like, I heard Subway, like, and there's nothing wrong with working like fast food or anything like that. Like, everybody has to start somewhere, and like, a job is a job, like, let me be clear. But I feel like Spirit is saying, like, why would you force yourself to, and like, obviously Subway is not gonna be for everyone. Like, I don't know, I just felt like that had some significance for a couple people. Like, what Spirit is saying is, like, you're gonna be doing a lot of work for not much money. You're going to be feeling not so great, and you're honestly, truthfully, gonna be like kind of down in the dumps, and you're gonna be like, I guess this is my life. I think it's gonna draw you further away from your spirituality, which is interesting because we have the Hierophant here, and typically I would be like, you might get like, you'll learn a spiritual lesson from this. But I feel like by making a choice when you're not ready, you're taking yourself away from the opportunity to be closer to your own internal guidance system and to be closer to the universe. I'm looking at this Hierophant as a lot more about tradition. And I think that this pile is talking about what would happen if you took the traditional route and did what other people expected of you rather than what you truly wanted. And what frightens me, I hate to say this, but what frightens me is that you might get complacent in this energy. Not because you want to, but because you just might feel trapped in your circumstances. You know, you're definitely not going to be having any fun. Like with this Page of Cups in reverse, like it is not going to be any fun. And I do feel like you're going to have to deal with just like a lot of BS. And I feel like even if you choose this path, you're going to reach this point of acceptance where you're just like numb and apathetic. Not a good place to be. Sounds a lot like how I felt before I, found the stuff that I wanted to do. So like, I get it. And let me tell you, if you haven't been there before, buddy, you don't want to visit. Yeah, just don't. And so I feel like this is all going to build in you this apathy, the fact that you're not doing what makes you happy, the fact that you're not doing what fulfills you. And it's just you're gonna like explode. And I don't mean that like literally, but you're gonna like, I don't want to say freak out, but like you're gonna have this point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. And like, it might be a bit destructive. And I don't want to say that to like scare you, like you're in control of your own emotions, but I feel like you're just gonna be angry at yourself for making this decision. And I'm telling you right now, you can avoid this by not making a decision yet, by waiting until you feel ready, not because other people think you should be ready. Like literally, you know what you're gonna do at work, at this mindless job that sucks? You're gonna be thinking about all the things you could be. You're gonna be lost in your own fantasies about what could be. You're gonna be thinking about other things. You're not gonna be present. And I almost kind of get this like dissociative energy, and I'm not saying like you're gonna have dissociative problems or anything, but it's almost just like you're not really gonna be present. It's like, even though we have all these pentacles here, you're not really there. Like you're not you. And I don't like that. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't fucking like that. Okay? And what I even noticed too is that we have the Emperor upright here. So whoever this Emperor character is, you're making this decision to either appease them or appease the shadow part of yourself that feels like you need to be in control. You need to be having some type of income. You need to be doing a certain thing a traditional way. Listen, I have a bad case of the Aries scaries myself. I got Aries Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. It's not easy. I get it. This person might be really stubborn. Okay? But you have to do what is right for you. Do you really want to go through all of this just to make that person happy or that part of yourself happy? Because I promise you in the long run, it's not going to make you happy. And I just have to put my freaking foot down here and say, listen, do what you want. But I'm going to strongly encourage you to not make a decision on what you want to do yet, because I think that you have a lot of self-discovery to do. And I think that you should give yourself the room and the freedom to do that. And I think that you should trust that Spirit is going to help support you. I mean, obviously you do have to take some type of action, but just ask for what you want and the abundant universe will provide. I promise you. I double peeking promise you, the abundant universe will provide. And Spirit is literally saying, like, if you make this decision, you're making it out of fear. And eventually you're just gonna be back to square one with this fiery climax approaches. And with this yin-yang energy, I really think you should be in yin energy. You should be in that feminine energy of listening to your intuition. And this decision is going to bring you further away from your intuition. And you're also going to waste time, because you're going to be like, which I really don't believe in the concept of wasting time, because technically if you do make this decision, you are making the decision that is in alignment with you, because clearly you have to learn how to make decisions for yourself rather than what other people want for you. No shade, with peace and love. But what I'm saying here is that you're going to be in this yang energy. You're going to be exhausted. I'm just going to say that. You're not going to be fulfilled. You're going to be doing something out of, to make others happy rather than to make yourself happy. And I do feel like there's this feeling of obligation here, but Spirit is really urging me to say that, like, you can figure it out. There are more solutions than you think. And, like, you just have to give yourself stillness so that you can figure them out. But we'll get into advice in a second. But what I'm feeling here is that you're going to be feeling really discouraged. I mean, we have encouragement in reverse. And yeah, it might be nice to get this Emperor figure off your back, but, like, it's not worth it, dude. I promise you. And the more you follow your own path, the more confident you will feel, and the happier you'll be. And you'll be much more in alignment with yourself. Like, yes, you're in alignment no matter what. Yes, you can make whatever decision you want. But at the end of the day, no risk, no reward. That is what I will say. And I think that at the end of the day, if you choose this, you're just going to be back to square one. But I think what's worse is that I feel like you're going to have resentment towards yourself because you knew what choice you wanted to make and you didn't make it out of fear. You have to love yourself more than you fear the negative reactions of others. And that's why joy and confidence and believing in yourself is so freaking important, because that is what will help you make this decision. Like, listen, my parents, like, they did not believe that, like, I could make a living with YouTube cards. And I said, nah, with YouTube cards. Oh my God. Can you guys tell my brain is melting? They didn't believe I could make a living doing this. And I proved them wrong. I proved them so wrong. But that's the thing. Like, I didn't really care what they had to say. I didn't really care what they thought. Like, I love them very much. Like, with peace and love, they're saying what they think is best for me. But I knew in my soul, I was like, I'm gonna follow what feels right to me. I feel like the universe is gonna take care of me. And guess what? The universe did. And I am way more abundant than I would be if I had stuck with my shitty job that I was doing that was draining me, making me feel like shit, and, like, that I was only doing as something to do while my gap year before I went to grad school and did more draining shit that I felt like I had to do. And, like, truthfully, I might go back because I want to, but that's not important. And this reading is long enough, so we're gonna get advice now. So sorry if me inserting my my life is kind of annoying. I just like to use examples that I actually know about, and Spirit usually tells me to use examples that relate to me, because, like, listen, I know a thing or two. Most of this comes through me, but some of it does come from me because I've learned from experience. So first, we're going to see what you need to surrender. So, Spirit, what does pile 4 need to surrender at this time in order to make the best decision for themselves? Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it as it is will bring you peace. This actually came out in a different pile, but I think it rings just as true. And once you know it, look what we have under here. Surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step moving forward. We also have surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment, and surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. And yo, I showed you those dolphins earlier, okay? Like, dolphins are a sign that you need to have fun. Whenever you're too burnt out, I guarantee you Spirit's going to show you dolphins. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles will happen. Seriously, okay, listen, I'm not trying to be aggressive, but, like, if you don't choose yourself, I'm going to figure out where you work, and I'm going to give your boss your letter of resignation. I'm going to be like, listen, buddy, like, I'm doing this for you, like, not to you. You need this. But at the end of the day, I won't do that because it's your choice and it's what you want. As much as it pains me. And by all means, feel free to make the choice that you're making out of fear, you know? At the end of the day, you can still change it. You can still go back. There's always time. But I want you to understand that you can have more time if you just follow what feels right rather than what other people think you should do. But we definitely gotta see what kind of self-care you need to focus on, because Spirit's all about like rest and you feeling more confident in yourself. You definitely need some self-care. I don't care who you are, you need self-care. So Spirit, what self-care does pile 4 need? Pleasure. So definitely, yeah, like spend some time with yourself. Spirit was like, rub one out. I'm like, no, that's gross. It's not that okay, listen, it's not gross. It's just saying it that way is gross. And like, listen, I say a lot of dumb shit, but I just don't want to say that. You know what that means. Do it. Spirit, okay, no, I'm taking this one. Massage, yeah. So maybe some of you do need to like get a massage. And on the back of the deck, we have positive affirmations. Yes, you definitely need positive affirmations, because these positive affirmations will help you. And these will help open your third eye as well. So you can trust yourself even more. And look, even on her collarbone, it says, I love myself. And with massage, listen, like, get a massage. I don't care, like, go to, like, if you can't afford it or you feel like, listen, ask Spirit for the money to get a massage, okay? I promise you will find it, and I promise you that you need it. Your back probably hurts like crazy, like your neck might hurt like crazy, and I mean, I'm telling you, a massage can do wonders. And like, I don't know, normalize massages, okay? They're not just for like luxury experiences, okay? They're literally part of self-care. And I'll probably have my friend who's a massage therapist come on my channel at some point, because like, listen, I ignored my body and the messages my body was giving me for a long time. And then like, you know, she got a hold of like my back and she was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, girl, like you got some, like, it was bad, okay? Like, I promise you, you will feel better. And like, you deserve that type of self-care. But we're going to finish off with some last couple advice cards from some animals. And then we will look at what your door says finally. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4? What does pile 4 need to know at this time? Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. Yes, bro, the giraffes are coming through today. Oh my God, I just thought of that vine. Okay, guys, say Colorado. I'm a giraffe. Okay, if you've never seen that vine, you need to look it up. Look up the giraffe vine. I'm sure you'll find it. So yeah, Spirit is asking you to look at the big picture. Don't look at the now. We also have Squirrel Spirit. Believe in yourself. Yes, yes, you do need to believe in yourself. I believe in you. Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. And on the back of the deck, we have the Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured. Yeah. Pile 4, you're going to be just fine. Like, the most dangerous thing you can do is not believe in yourself. And I'm just, listen, I will put money on it. I will put money on it that you will be successful, okay? I'm not going to tell you how much, because I don't know how many of you are going to pick this pile. But I will put money, metaphorical money, on the fact that you will be successful. Actually, part of me is like, I kind of do want to put money, because like all these people are going to be successful if they listen to me anyway. So like they're going to repay me tenfold. But I'm going to rest my case here, because I don't even know how I would do that. So, and also, you know, like I said, I have a bad case of the Aries scaries, and I make poor decisions sometimes too. Okay, we're done rambling, and now we're going to look at your door card. Okay. It says, the Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a traveler's odyssey. Okay, I hate to be that guy, but this is a slur. And I'm not saying what other people like. I've just been told that it's offensive to Romani peoples, and I don't want to be offensive, so I'm not going to say that word. But if you didn't know that, there you go. I don't want to like annoy anyone, but yeah, anyway. I love this because, first of all, I think maybe going on like some type of nature retreat could be really helpful. You could learn a lot from that. Yeah, definitely like listen to like guidance about nature. I really do think if you spent more time outside, like away from the noise of life, where you could just truly listen to yourself and feel in tune with spirit, you'd get answers so quickly. But I think maybe your time of rest is traveling. Maybe you go to a bunch of different places, experience new cultures, experience new things. And like this just makes me think of the Odyssey, like the book. Like Odysseus, like, he didn't find his way home. Like, it took him 10 years, but he still got there. And that's why I want to tell you, like, don't worry. Like, you will find your way home. All paths lead to home. It might take you 10 years. I don't think it will take you that long. Luckily for you, because we have GPS systems, we have tarot readers, and we have maritime law, better technology. We have a lot of things. But the point is that you're on a journey. And by giving up and doing what other people want of you, you're saying, you're right, my soul's path, my journey doesn't matter. But when you take your life into your own hands and trust that you're being called to do something for a reason, that is when the universe can truly get to work, and that is when you can truly actualize your potential. Okay, pile 4. Oh my gosh. Whew. I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through, and thank you so much for watching my ads. It is the easiest way to support me and the easiest way to just exchange energy with me. So thank you. If you have YouTube Premium, you support me just by watching. Love all of you kings and queens. Thank you for putting up with my rambling. I feel like it definitely got a little bit intense towards the end. You know, ADD, meds wearing off, like, it's just how it is. Get a bit distracted. I'm really tired. But anyway, I really hope this reading helped. I really hope this reading gave you the guidance that you needed. Definitely comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. I would love to hear. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you left a like. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed and joined our little fam over here and clicked that notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards. And thank you so much once again for putting up with my rambling. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Get some freaking sleep. And I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye.